These are tales of danger and the pursuit of endless riches. Adventurers and heroes from all parts of the world charging into the unknown, setting steel and magic against the most impossible foes, with each time wondering if this would be the last. Storms gather on the horizon, and evil rises from the waters of despair. These are tales of endless adventure. These are the Awakened Fables.
Welcome back, everyone, to Awakened Fables, the Cold War of Thugcha, which is the official title of this particular adventure, which I didn't really want widely known until all of the plot twists, which happened, 2-3 sessions ago, just in case it gave them too much of a hint. Regardless, I am Dungeon Master Sam, and with me today is pretty much everyone else that you've been with over the past 3-4 months, if you're part of our previous campaign. So, we have Addison, Luke E, Luke F, Michael, and Rob. As of the last session, the group had entered the crypts and had discovered a strange Fey woman who seemed to be emulating a woman with a child. Upon closer inspection and a slight bit of an ambush coming from Rithgar, you guys were able to discover that the child that she carried was in fact actually a bundle of many tiny little spiders, which then attempted to surge across the room. Having absolutely none of that and getting sick of spiders, I presume, from both living in Australia and my overuse of them in the last campaign, you opted to kill it with fire and pretty much cleared the first challenge within 5 minutes when I was intending it to take about half an hour. Moving on from there, you guys...
Was she your take on Crazy Cat Lady?
Nah, it's... I think it came from... It's either the Chinese or Japanese myth. It's basically a seductress. Functionally, what they do is they lure you in close, hoping that you'll, be interested in, trying to protect their baby or exactly what they're doing. And then once you are there, they pretty much wrap you up and then feed their young to you.
Yummy.
Yeah, sorry, they feed you to their young is what I meant to say.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, I was about to correct you on that one.
Yeah, that's not as yummy.
Take my children, yum, 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 yum.
Equally creepy.
A little bit, yeah. Alrighty. After that, you guys had headed into another room where you spent like a good hour and a half dealing with a riddle I made, which I was very happy with. It was enjoyable listening to you guys debate exactly what everything meant, but you were able to eventually sort it out, and once you did that, you were able to move on to the next room, at which point you came under attack from strange canine-like creatures who only really attacked you after, who was it? I think it was Will, who is somewhat drunk at the moment, at least magically drunk, managed to piss them off by accidentally destroying a sarcophagi by tripping over like 5 or 6 tripwires. So you guys very badly failed the skill challenge I was going for.
We're third level.
Yeah. No, you're not. Not anymore.
Second level?
Somewhere around there. Anyway, so that is where that is where we ended the session with you guys kind of laying the beat down to various of these canine creatures after they came out of the walls and began to attack you. And then afterwards, you no, actually, you still currently have 2 of said canines in the wall somewhere, so good luck with that one. Alright, gentlemen, you guys can see on the map the map itself on roll 20 has been now extended as I finish off the rest of the level. You may begin your roleplay now.
Right.
Well, gentlemen, what's in these 2 sarcophagus that we have managed not to completely obliterate? Can we investigate those?
Yeah, didn't Bolt open one?
That
Bolt.
was in the other room.
Okay. Well, let's stand back and let Bolt open another one.
All right.
Check traps first, or
Nope. We're in a rush.
I'm ready for the impending dog assault.
The dog assault.
Yes, baby, yeah.
I've still got my detect magic, so I can see them through the walls, yeah?
Yes, that's correct.
Cool, I'm just aiming an Eldritch Blast out wherever the hell they are in the walls.
All right. So, with Norloth kind of acting to keep the doggos scared and within the walls, Bolt marches forward to one of the two sarcophagi and just leverages off the top of said sarcophagi. It tumbles to the ground, and you guys can see in there, all there is a very old desiccated corpse.
Well, anything on him?
Are you directing Bolt to check?
Yeah. I am. Bolt, what's in there?
He is able to confirm that there is a deceased body in there. A few wraps, a few wrappings, mainly made out of linen.
So it doesn't look like there's any goods in there.
Nope.
I.e. adventure, exciting goods.
Not in that one. Could have been in one of the other ones that got crushed. Might be in that final one. You never know.
Put the lid back on, Bolt.
Bolt proceeds to do so.
Open the next one.
All right. So the next one is opened up, and you guys can see another body in much the same state. However, as he does open it, you are able to see a quick glimmer of something among the dead creature's personal area, I guess. I'm
Bolt
good with the
seems-
words today.
Bolt seems to have found something, guys. Shall I go and have a closer look?
Do it.
Okay. I'll go and have a closer look.
All right. Well, in that case, would you please roll a d20 for me?
Sure.
15. All right. So when you reach in, you are able to you pull out a fairly impressive black sapphire. Give me a quick second. Roll. You pull out a very impressive black sapphire. You aren't entirely sure of the exact monetary value, but a quick estimate tells you it's probably worth about 3,000 gold pieces.
Ooh, good party stuff. Right.
Seems suspicious.
Is it suspicious?
Put your ear to it and see if you can hear it, and check to see if there's a soul scream.
I don't care. We're going to sell it anyway and split the money.
Do you want to just chuck it here? I've still got detect magic going.
Yep, go on. Yep.
So I just inspect the gem. Is it magical in any way, Sam?
Roll me Arcana real quick. All right, a 17. Nice roll. All right, you were able to establish, you are very quickly able to identify that this particular gem would have been used as a magic catalyst about 500 to 1,000 years ago. However, it is no longer active. Whatever magic had been in it has long gone, and the spellwork itself has deteriorated. At the current time, it is perfectly fine to use.
Cool.
By use, do you mean give to someone in exchange for 3,000 gold pieces?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'll stick it in the pouch. Maybe we should check the rubble of the broken ones, guys.
Yeah. I pick my way forward, Sam, and have a look through. Or try and see what I can see in the four destroyed ones.
Yep. Roll me investigation, I guess. Ooh, 23. Very nice. All right. You very quickly begin to pick through the remains of the sarcophagi, which are currently around you. You can find a few remnants of what looks like worked metal and so forth, but as they are in their current incredibly crushed state, it looks like many of these things have fractured or just outright broken. You aren't really able to find anything which is worth any monetary value anymore.
Do I find any plot points?
No plot points.
Oh, it's nothing left in this room. I think we keep moving before the dogs come back.
Let's do it. Trim?
Trimp mutters at you and continues onwards. All right, he gets to the entrance of the door, and as you guys might recall, you guys had all reached the entrance of this previous room before. Sorry, the exit to this room before, and that's when your various necklaces snapped off. Trimp looks in and then just kind of turns around and gives a very bored-looking shrug.
Do you trust that? Rithgar?
Am I still deafened? Are we all still affected by our conditions?
Not with the necklace snapping off.
So I can now hear again.
Correct.
I'm going to stealth forward and have a look around the corner because Trim's shrug seemed to be less than I don't know.
Well, he's a demon.
He's no.
A 12. All right, so you clank forward and creep into the room, and you can see that it just simply looks like an abandoned corridor. It doesn't look like it actually has any other exits. It looks like a dead end.
Detected that magic. Nola?
Yep. So I'll just walk through.
All right.
I'll do a trap check as well.
Sorry. Nat 20 investigation from Rithgar. All right. So, Norloth, when you walk through the door, you begin to get a prickling across your skin, and in the far distance through the stone and the walls, you can see that there does seem to be a magical working of some sort up ahead, but you can't necessarily see exactly it. Sorry, it's not in the current room. Rithgar, on the other hand, you are going to be able to find a secret passage. It's going to be able to be triggered through a correct poking of stones on the wall. Michael, would you like to flavor that up for me?
The voices tell me the ghosts of the dead sweep around, sweep through the room, and come back, and I just walk straight over to the wall and press depress a stone, a stone in the wall, and out swings the door.
Yep.
Without even appearing to have looked for it.
It's very impressive. Did you want to use that nat 20, or did you want to save it?
I guess I'll save. I can't imagine dramatically finding a door. So
Yep.
I'll save. Makes sense.
All good. All right, well, as the door swings open, you immediately jump back as you can see two more of the dogs which had previously attacked you seem to be in this particular chamber. Now, the chamber itself that's directly in front that has just opened up to you is a fairly small one, but it looks like it does directly open up onto another much larger area. However, it looks like the entrance or entryway has been barred off by a fiery-looking barrier. The two dogs spare you a very quick look, but they seem more content to pace back and forth in front of the barrier itself.
Hey-oh. No demons, but dogs.
They call us the demon dogs. I could have tried doing that in key, I guess.
One of my favorite albums of his.
Yeah. Let's kill them.
Really? But they're not attacking us. This might be a. What if they're guarding some? Like, what if they're more worried about? What if they're stopping something coming through?
Okay, I'm listening to your reason. Will?
I am in beast form. I cannot talk. my helm of telepathy was taken from me.
Ah.
I just look and growl. Like.
I try to make just gesticulations that mean like take human form.
Okay, I'll turn back. Yeah, mate, what's up?
Rather than kill the dogs, do you want to try and talk to them, seeing they're not attacking us?
There's also a big circle of fire that we might want to, figure out.
And by the way, don't try stomping through tripwires this time, please.
You're all good, mate. I'm not drunk anymore, so.
Okay, that's
fine.
good. That's good.
Yeah, don't worry about it, mate. That whatever that necklace was, real fucked me up. Absolutely sloshed. Anyway, right. Yeah, I cast speak with animals from my staff of the woodlands.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll see if they speak back. Like, hey, lads, in there, you guys right? You gonna get aggressive at us?
All right. As you begin to talk to them, one of them stops and just stares at you and flicks its ear as if it's comprehending that you are talking, but is not necessarily able to understand you. It just eventually gives you a bit of a look, a little bit of a dirty look, before it just resumes its pacing.
Right, lads, I don't think these are actually animals. Doesn't look like my speak with animals allows me to speak with them.
Doesn't somebody here speak like all the languages? Isn't it you, Norloth?
I've got like Dwarvish, Elven, Abyssal, and Infernal, but
I think don't Fae speak Sylvan? Does anyone know Sylvan?
let's all say we come in peace in all the languages that we know, and see if they respond to any of them.
In Druidic.
I try Thieves' Cant.
Thieves' Cant?
Sam?
All right. There is no response from attempt at Thieves' Cant.
I'm just going to ignore the dogs and walk in between them and walk straight up to the fiery ring thing and do an arcana sort of inspect it to try and figure out if I can see what
if he's going up, I'll walk up with him and assist him.
Yep.
Might be nice if only one of us got at a time, and your arcana might be... Actually, I could assist you, because I reckon your arcana would be better than mine.
Yeah, well, I've got a 7, so... Cool.
All right, so that is a 19 for Norloth. All right, so as you move in between the two dog-like creatures, they do give a bit of a growl, as if warning you not to do anything suspicious, I suppose. However, they seem content to let you work. As Norloth moves into the room, you are able to see that the barrier in front of you seems to be just a basic magical barrier by which you would be able to dismiss either through an immediate counterspell or by overpowering it itself. Now, since you did roll a 19, in order to overpower it, you are able to ascertain it's going to require at least a level 3 spell slot.
Also, counterspell is level 3 spell slot, so...
Well,
Do you want me to use a spell slot? I've got more level 3s.
I've still got 2 left, but...
I've got 3. I don't really have that many good third level.
Yeah.
I'll use it, because I don't really use my spell slots that much.
Yeah, fair enough then.
Alright, I'll head in and use up a level 3 spell slot.
Which could be used for healing us later on.
That's okay. I have up to level 5.
I know, I'm just staring.
Don't you worry.
I'm staring.
Well, would you prefer a few extra heals or 2 extra fireballs?
Fireball!
Exactly. Besides, you guys are so squishy, you only need level 1 kill wounds.
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm gonna drink a healing potion.
No, don't drink a healing potion.
Oh, okay.
I'll cure wounds you. Hang on. My D&D Beyond just shat itself on me. Hang on, I'll just roll. I'll cast it as a level 2. And 2. You only need 10? Alright. I'll roll 1. Is it a D8 healing? It is, isn't it? And my bonus
D8
is plus 4. There you go. Plus 4. So you get 12 hit points.
Thank you.
Anyone else need healing while I'm at it?
No.
Alright. All good.
I'm a little bit dirty though, so if you could clean my clothes, that'll be good.
Yeah, no, mate. Not in the cleaning business.
Obviously. Prestidigitation does it.
I could clean your clothes, but what do I get out of it?
Do I want to?
A warm fuzzy feeling.
I'm good.
Okay. Onward.
All right. So, sorry, it was Will who was using the level 3 spell slot on the barrier?
Yes, I was.
All right. What spell are you overloading it with?
Hang on. I don't know if it's my internet or if it's D&D Beyond, but it's not doing great. I think
D&D Beyond just went down.
Yeah, it might do. I think D&D Beyond might have shat itself.
Did it?
Quite possibly. But from memory, I think I had just. I'll use Dispel Magic.
Dispel
I think
Magic?
I had that. Yeah.
Okay. Let me see if I can access D&D Beyond or if it is everyone else.
I just rolled a 6.
Yeah, I think the D&D Beyond's having issues right now.
That's right. I'll go from memory.
Noted. Well, this will be fun. Do I have a monster manual that I have access to? Wait, no, there is a thing through Roll20. Okay, no worries. All right, so you cast a spell on the particular barrier and immediately it shimmers out of existence with a small cracking noise, more synonymous with a shattering of a tree. Now, the room that lays directly in front of you, it looks like this particular room is maybe within the heart of the crypt, and as soon as you drop the barrier, the two dog-like creatures next to you begin to slowly pad their way in, where kneeling upon an altar, you guys can see the form of Rithgar, currently worshipping a idol in the form of a female goddess.
Right, Rithgar, you're standing right here. Can you explain what that's about?
Of course. It's a shape-shifting demon.
Right, yeah.
You had
What?
to ask.
Are you just standing in the middle of something?
D&D Beyond's back. Mine loaded anyway. No, it's still slow. Never mind. I take my statement back. Anyway, yeah, Rithgar. That's not you, right? I'm not losing my shit.
Are you asking if I'm a demon?
I want to say no, but honestly, yes, I am. I think I am. Are you sure that's you and not someone else? Or are you sure you're you?
I'm going to need a moment to think it. I don't know.
I'm going to make Rithgar.
Well, why don't we try an insight check?
Your conversation is interrupted by the ever-mounting growls of the two dog-like creatures next to you as they pretty much begin to prowl forward and leap at the back of the Rithgar kneeling upon the altar. As they get within a few feet, there is a sudden flare of magic, and with a yelp, the two of them bounce off of this magical shield that suddenly appears around him.
Did it seem that he cast it, Sam? Or
It looks like the Rithgar on the ground is currently still deep within prayer.
Would it be a perception or an arcana check to identify what kind of shield it was?
Which one would you like to roll? And I can tell you whether it was the right one after you roll it.
Perception, preferably.
Sorry?
I prefer to roll perception.
Perception?
No, I'd rather not roll perception, actually.
You rolled a nat 1 and you have a plus 12 to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so would you like to save that nat 1 or would you like to cash it in?
Yeah, let's... I can't see that's going to kill us. Let's cash it in.
Cash it in? All right. So, let me have a look.
This is this version of Tripwires this week.
Yeah, apparently.
It was the other Rithgar who shielded him, so now we're going to kill him.
All right. So, directly in front of you guys, judging from the conversation, it's going to be Will, Norloth, and Rithgar who are looking into the room at the time. A massive flare of white light flashes out as the creatures slam into the shield. Can I please get a Constitution saving throw from all three of you with a difficulty check of 18?
Which three?
The three I mentioned, so Norloth, Rithgar, and Will.
Okay.
Let's go, Will made.
Oh yeah.
And it looks like all three of you have passed. All right.
That's adventuring, bitches. Well done.
Wow, rude. All right, you are able to cover your eyes or shield yourself from the flash just in time to avoid any harm coming to you. Take my fun away.
I don't want to be blind.
Addison, when do you next get to choose a feat?
Depends on what level I take. I think in 3 levels it'll be. It's either 2 or 3.
I'd be going all in for lucky if I were you.
Yeah.
Sound. Great sound.
Speaking of, let me think here. Michael, you currently have 2 nat 1s stored away. I'm invoking one now to have you fail that save.
Against your own self.
Against your own self. All right. So for that, in all intents and purposes, right now you have been blinded, and in order to fix that, you are going to require something more than a lesser restoration to heal.
Damn it.
Yeah, I'm onto you a lot. No, not deafened, blinded.
No, I was taking the deafened off.
Which one are you?
Blinded.
Oh. Are you wrapped up like a deuce?
Is it another runner in the night?
I think so.
I feel like you guys are doing song references and I'm not keeping up.
They are.
Yeah, there's 70s song references.
Oh, okay. So back when my father was a teen.
Old.
Does
Fair
someone
enough.
want to try calling out to this person?
Nope, kill him. Fucking kill him.
Yep.
Excuse my French.
My eyes!
Or my abyssal, or whatever it was.
French equals abyssal. Got it.
It does when you try to do it.
Excuse me. No, that was my German.
Sorry.
Do we want to test out this magical shield maybe by someone? I mean, I can shoot a crossbow bolt at it, but see what
You can do firebolt. Come on.
All right, I'll do firebolt, but can you guys get out of the way?
Yeah, no, it's
Yep.
not moving. I'll guide Rithgar out of the way and hold his hand. Let's go. Yeah, I know you're blinded. You have to get out of the way.
Where is he anyway? He's all the way up the other end. He's all the way up with the dead dog.
He's standing right there in the middle of the room.
All right. A firebolt doing 4 damage?
I did roll 2.
I don't know.
Yeah, it should-
You roll damage instead of rolling to hit.
I don't need to roll to hit with firebolt.
Really?
No.
All right.
You're magic.
So,
it's-
Salturum, you begin to weave your casting once more. It feels like your fingers are just stumbling over these cantrips and movements that you once upon a time frankly could have done in your sleep, and I'm fairly sure you did a few times at the end of the last campaign there. Regardless, the flame that jets out is nowhere near the level of heat that you either one want or two would have actually intended, as it slams into the shield that again very rapidly appears around the Rithgar in the center of the room. The shield, however, very quickly blocks the flame and then abruptly disappears once more.
All right. Well, I'm going to try and hit a crossbow bolt on it just to see whether that happens. What happens with that?
Maybe we should attack with 2 different kinds of bolt.
All right, a 12. So from this particular proximity, it is going to be very difficult for you to actually miss. So when the crossbow bolt fires out, you have to very quickly duck as it abruptly ricochets off of the shield and shatters harmlessly on the walls.
Okay. Sounds like a globe of invulnerability.
Something like that.
Can we see whether there are any exits to the room?
Based on your current passive perceptions, you can only see the one room that you have come into.
Is he still praying?
Yes.
Just adding more and more conditions. Each time you fuckwits just bash into this shield that's not breaking. So.
Does someone want to try and...
Does someone have a better idea?
Wait. Are you actually getting conditions from that, or are you just adding them yourself?
Sam will tell me. I'll probably roll another... I'll probably have another nat 1 cashed in, but it's someone just pushed me towards him, and I'll just stumble through.
Can I do an Arcana check on this shield now?
Get in, Bolt. That's about as far as Bolt can move this. Is it rounds? Are we rounds or something? Or not rounds, Sam?
I figure we can probably roll into initiative now.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Will I be at disadvantage, Sam?
For initiative?
Yeah.
No. Since initiative is... I'm not going to say initiative relies on vision. For now. Maybe.
For now.
How did I get 4?
Because it's you. We should be thankful you're awake.
Yeah, not 20 when it doesn't count.
These crypts are looking awfully cozy.
Does really initiative or nat 20 on initiative not count?
You guys go through a cycle like every week. One of you forgets that and very loudly exclaims, "Wait, it doesn't count."
It's just stupefying. That's why.
Because the amount of times you know what? The amount of times I've gotten a 1 on an initiative check, I'm glad it doesn't count.
Yeah.
I think it's more kind of got 3 1s on initiative.
Looks like for whatever reason, Tinkrit is not on the initiative counter. That's weird.
Well, I rolled a 13, an enormous 13.
Hey, better than a 6 and a 4.
It's true. Alright, let me have a look. Add turn. And...
Hey, someone shout at him and see if he can hear us.
We couldn't have done that before you blinded me.
Alright.
I didn't blind you.
So, gentlemen, round 1 begins with Norloth. You may begin now.
Can I do an Arcana check on the shield first?
Yes, you may. Alright, a 15. So, you very quickly... actually, you can do that at advantage as well, because you took down the barrier before. Alright, That is a 21. Very nice. All right. It doesn't take you long to identify what the shield is, and you, I suppose, quirk an eyebrow very quickly as you recognize it as being a shield which is being empowered by a divine source. Now, considering that he is kneeling on an altar and praying to apparently the goddess Anvil, you are going to assume that whatever is going on here, it seems that he is using his own powers that he has stolen from Rithgar in order to be powering the shield. It shouldn't be too much, but you might need to have somebody, I suppose, counter pray against it before Anvil may raise the shielding.
Alright, I'm going to inform Rithgar to start praying when it's his turn.
Yep. Alright. Well,
and can I cast Hex on him as well? Or would that not get through the shield?
It would not get through the shield.
Alright, then I guess I'll just move to
here. Alrighty. And in that case...
I'm really good at faking my religion, but I don't actually believe. But I spent so long with the Battle Sisters that I know how to pass as a believer.
Yep. All right. So in that case, it sounds like you have two options here. You can roll religion and hope you roll high enough, or you can roll deception and see whether you might be able to intercede that way.
Hang on. I'm going to give you some assistance, good sir.
That will be greatly appreciated. I'm doing a religion check.
Tinkrit didn't strike me as overly religious.
He's not.
All right. Bardic Inspiration. Oof.
I'm cashing in a lucky chip.
All right. That reduces you from 5 down to 4.
Oh, no. I've got the lucky.
Oh,
feat.
yep. Sorry, go on.
That's better.
All right. Yes, 18 is just a little bit better.
And it's only a 1d6 because of the level that I am at.
Oh, no.
But it's a 6. Oh, no. That was... Sorry. I need to roll 1d6, do I?
Yes. To add, I gave you Bardic Inspiration.
All right. And then I just roll 2.
Well, the first one was a 6. We can all see that. You can see that, right?
All right, bringing it up to an unnatural 24. All right, so whether it's just something that you've picked up subconsciously or because you are religious enough that you paid attention when the nuns were doing their thing, Michael, Rithgar is going to know a basic prayer to request intercession from Anvil upon those fake believers and blasphemers who might try and take her name in vain. Feel free to flavor that up if you are so inclined.
I think the spirits of the dead intercede on my behalf and commune with the divines on the other side.
All right. So, regardless of how it happens, you begin to mutter, and the spirits of the dead heed your words. And I suppose through Chinese whispers or not, the shield around the fake Rithgar begins to flicker, enough that you guys can hear a high-pitched humming noise until it abruptly dies. When that occurs, you can see that the Rithgar, currently kneeling on the ground in prayer, suddenly looks up in absolute confusion before looking around the room. He turns in his location, and as soon as he sets eyes on the real Rithgar, you see his eyes just open up wide. He begins to mutter something in a language. Who understands Sylvan?
Nobody. It's probably the way.
Faye.
Sorry?
The Fae understands Silver.
All right. So nobody here understands Sylvan. Easy. All right.
What?
Sorry?
I said, what?
Okay. So he begins to mutter something, but you are unable to exactly ascertain what he's saying, as he seems to be saying it in a language none of you are familiar with. All right.
Are we killing this dude?
I think you guys should mutter something that ends in fireball.
I asked the nearest person.
I'll say yes.
I think we should see if he speaks common. He's trying to communicate with us. It doesn't look like he's casting a spell. Let's try and communicate with him.
Does anyone know comprehend languages?
You can do it when it's your turn.
If we get him to write it down, I can understand it, but that's it.
Slap him a piece of paper. Write it down. Right.
All right, so moving on from Rithgar, I guess, to Tinkrit.
I cast Hex on him.
Yep.
And then I'm going to give him some dissonant whispers.
Ooh. And what do you say to him?
I say, I've seen better heads on pimples.
Fair enough. All right, needing a DC Wisdom save.
And he's got a save.
Yep. Give me a quick sec. Where are you? There you are. All right, he rolls a 14, which apparently is just enough to pass. Sorry, what was that?
That was a muttering.
Fair enough. All right, so
Bolt can't reach him. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. How far can Bolt move? Yeah, that's it. That's as far as he can move. Bolt goes, "You're a poo-poo head."
Bolt can speak.
He does it in sign language.
Does it in clinks and clangs.
01100111100.
There you go.
All right. So sorry, Bolt is doing what exactly?
He's just swearing at him.
Fair enough. All right. Anything else from Tinkrit then?
Well, he's going to try and hide.
Yep.
If that works.
"24 to stealth." All right. You again fade away from all perception of everyone around you. Well, yeah. Wait. No. Yes, that is including Will. All right.
Okay.
I had to think about that. All right. So from there, the creature in front of you begins to scramble back until his back is against the wall up here. Once there, he begins yammering at you in that same language before he raises his hand and attempts to point at who do we have? And attempts to point at Will Ferrell.
Is he yammering in anger or?
It sounds like fear, as near as you can tell. Now, you can't entirely hear again exactly what he's saying, but you do witness him abruptly draw a long sword, a single rapier, which is humming and flashing with a erratic light as it points towards you. He basically keeps the sword between him and your group.
Okay. And he pointed it at me, did you say?
Pointing the sword at you, yes.
Okay. Is that a threat, mate? Is that a threat? Fuck you up.
All right, Will, it is now your turn.
Okay. I'm going to use a bonus action to cast Grasping Vine on him. So he's going to succeed on a dex check. When you cast a spell, blah, shut, will be pulled 20 feet directly toward the vine. So I'm going to just cast it, basically. Where is he? He's at the end of the room?
Yep.
Right.
Surrounded by the yellow aura.
Okay, so what's 20 feet? So I'll put it like there. Yeah, I'll put it back in the middle of the thing, I guess.
Sorry, you're putting it where?
Putting it just smack bang in the middle of the thing.
In the room?
Yep.
Alright, give me a sec. Vine. That is not overly helpful. Wait, you can't... Oh, never mind. Apparently I haven't made that available for y'all. Give me a quick sec. Alright. Yeah, I was using that to differentiate for you guys.
Okay.
What did I use when I did the when we did a thing at the guild hall? Like just thorn patch? Anyway, carry on.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, do that. He has to succeed on a dex check.
Alright, it's a 20 foot by 20 foot area, isn't it?
No, this is just grasping vine. So this, when you cast a spell, you can direct the vine to lash out at a creature within 30 feet that you can see. Creature must succeed in a dex saving throw or be pulled 20 feet directly toward the vine.
Yep. Alright.
So it's just basically bringing him closer.
Alright, he rolls a 10 on that.
Cool. So he'll be pulled towards the thing.
Yep.
And then I'll move towards him. Should I have enough? Yeah, I got enough. And then move toward him, and then attack. Oh, there we go. What the hell? What is that?
Did your D10 just knock your D20 over from a 2 to a 12?
It did. I know. I saw that.
That's nice.
Yeah.
How often has it worked in reverse for him, though?
Yeah, I know, right? Yes, I will cast. I don't know. Hang on. Oh, that's gone by two-handed. Well, I've used it one-handed. So. And what's the D8 for? 1d10 plus 1d8 plus 2 because I'm raging. Well, I'm not raging because that's a bonus action.
Alright.
So yeah, it's 9 plus 6, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, plus the 6.
Plus the 6.
So 15 damage as he's also pulled towards the room, middle of the room.
Yes.
Alright. Do you want to provide any flavour?
Yeah, so I cast the vine in between it. It just wraps onto his leg, pulls him over, and pulls him directly closer. As I run in and I just pretty much slash the shit out of him with the sunblade that I stole from Breeze.
Speaking of, Breeze is still there in the background now I think about it. Alright. So, as he's lifted up by the vine and dragged towards the middle of the room and the altar, he attempts to slash at the vine, but it looks like he has very firmly wrapped around him. However, as you lunge towards him in order to stab him using the sunblade, he also rears up and attempts to stab at you with his own rapier. So, give me a sec. Is an 18 going to be enough to hit?
Ooh, yes, just.
Okay. Alright, and in that case, he has rolled a 11 as he stabs into you using the rapier.
11 damaged. Cool.
Alright. Now, when that occurs, you can see that the look of fear on his face just changes from fear to just a image of resolve, and he begins to struggle, just flailing against the vines with a renewed attempt to free himself. Alrighty. Sol Durham.
Alright. I am going to... move here, and I'm going to shout out, everyone, put down your weapons. Let's speak to this person, and I say to him, lower your weapons, and you will be safe. And I'm going to do persuasion.
Yep. Do this one at disadvantage as he does not understand you.
Well, I think we know what the outcome of this is going to be.
Hey, it could be a 15.
Not yet. You don't know yet.
15's not too bad.
No.
It's decent. All right, give me a sec. As a roll, whatchamacallit. Okay, 7 for a wisdom save. All right. So either it's through your tone or it's your gestures, but the changeling in front of you just gives you a suspicious look, but slowly lowers his weapon until the rapier is pointing down at the ground. A drip of blood, of Will's blood, comes off the point and just hits the ground.
Do you speak common?
He squints at you for a moment before he very hesitantly stumbles through, I speak no mortal.
No mortal tongue. Okay. So I ask him in Elvish whether he speaks Elvish.
His glower is presumably enough of an answer for you.
Alright, I then repeat that in Celestial.
He just shakes his head.
Can we say something in this round or not?
I asked the same. Yeah, I asked the same thing in Draconic.
Alright. He just continues to shake his head before he just glares at you. Only fair language.
Well, you speak enough of the common language to be able to understand what I said to you, such that you've lowered your weapon, and you're doing a reasonably good job understanding me now. So let's stop playing games here.
Can I, walk over to him with a parchment, ink, and a quill and just drop it at his feet?
You can do so. Keep in mind that he is bound up.
Alright. Release one of his hands, Will.
I should have went to let him go a little bit.
And
It's holding his bottom half, not his top half.
Fair enough.
And just put the quill in his hand and hold out the parchment for him.
Alright. So, he stares at you in outright confusion, and upon the implements that you've just placed into his hands, he then very hesitantly scratches something on the parchment, and you see a glimmer of interest enter his eyes when the quill leaves ink upon the surface of the parchment.
Damn, we have to find the one illiterate fairy.
Yeah. Does Sylvan have a written language?
Sorry?
I said, does Sylvan actually have a written part of their language?
I assume they would for runes and stuff.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, to be fair, I was making the assumption that yes, they do.
Fair enough. Continue.
So, can I actually read his handwriting, or is it just terrible?
Alright. So, whatever he has scrawled on the piece of paper, it takes you a quick moment before I'm assuming that you're using magic to interpret languages spell?
It's the warlock ability. What is it?
Back to the Runekeeper, is it?
Yeah, Eyes of the Runekeeper.
Ah, yes, the Runekeeper. There you go.
Okay. So it takes you a quick moment before the thing that he has drawn on there swims before your eyes, and before it manages to rearrange itself into any particular tangible form. And it looks like he is capable of speaking in a bit of an esoteric rune, which is otherwise somewhat difficult to understand, but you might be able to get through to him using that. For these purposes, can I get you to roll an active insight to interpret what he's trying to say?
I'll assist with that. I have proficiency in that.
17? Alright.
Okay, so if I do that with advantage, or...
Yeah, I'm assisting, so...
Yep.
Doesn't really matter.
One difference.
Alright, so a 17, easy enough. Okay, so it is going to be a fairly long process, but what would be the first thing you would like to say here, B?
Who are you and why do you look like? And I point to Rithgar.
Alright, so the answer is fairly simple. He is able to identify himself as a changeling under the protection and power of someone he simply identifies as a Fey King. He has been advised that he has been promised great power in exchange for his help with the invasion of the mortal realm.
Should we just kill him now, guys, or?
Look, mate, I don't know about you, but I tell you what, I have a feeling he's basically the embodiment of where all Rithgar's power has gone.
Can he see?
Who is this Fey King?
The changeling in front of you sets his jaw before you guys can see a little bit of a look enter his eyes, a small gleam. He offers to tell you the name of the Fey King in exchange for his release.
It's Puck, isn't it?
Want me to release him?
I say to him, I try and trick him by saying that.
Maybe not release him yet, because if we release him and he runs off, like experienced, Rithgar's screwed.
Yeah, fair enough.
That was 20 and just fell over. Oh well.
Perhaps some encouragement in the line of, for example, a crossbow placed against his temple. I mean, I personally don't condone those type of tactics, but
Well, you're the one with the crossbow, so.
just a suggestion.
Can you ask him if I need to eat him in order to get my powers back?
I'm going to ignore that.
Maybe you just ask that question to the room at large. Rithgar. I suspect this thing speaks common.
And he taps his chin and goes, I wonder if I have to eat him.
So, which part of him do I need to eat? Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, where's the experience sack?
I think you've answered the question.
Well, I'm horrified now. Gonna finish the game for the night. Night, guys.
Any other questions we want to ask him? Or...
How do I get my eyesight back? Do I need to eat his eyes?
I misheard. I misheard that at first.
Why don't you?
I would like to clarify for the listeners that he said, "Does he need to eat his eyes?" and not something else.
Norloth, why don't you just put to him that Rithgar is fucking crazy and is considering eating him because he believes that that the phase will restore his powers.
Yeah, I'm also gonna. I'll also add just like you should probably hurry up with your decision. Tell us what we need to know, or ...
Yes. Are we threatening him then? Are we intimidating him?
He'll eat your sack. Watch out.
Okay. Here's a bit of Bolt. Like Bolt goes up to him and crosses his arms and nods. Does anybody want to support an intimidation check?
Yeah, I will.
Four.
Lucky.
And that one followed by a 13.
I get to roll that one again anyway.
Or you could get the halfling that one instead. With a 2.
A 13 intimidation. Woohoo.
Alright. So, exactly what does... So Bolt just stands in front of him and crosses his arms?
And kind of like grins in a metallic way.
Alright. You are able to ascertain that the changeling seems singularly unimpressed by this, but he is beginning to cotton on to the concept that you guys might might not be quite as supportive of his longevity as you might be implying. So, with that, he begins a renewed struggle to break out of the grasping vine. Give me a second.
No one's
If he does,
trying to hurt you.
no. I was about to say, if he does, I will stab him.
Yeah, I will stab him also.
I'll shoot him.
Well, regardless, he just got a nat 1, which, you know, with Rithgar's strength modifier, gives him a natural 0.
Did he just, like, entangle himself more?
He just lies there.
How to do that with this one?
He just loses all faith of getting out.
He just reconsiders everything about his life and his decisions that led him here.
This is his life now. Damon is flying.
Bolt taps him on the shoulder and goes like this.
All right. So, with a nat 1 to get out, you guys watch as he begins to strain against the grasping vine, which isn't too much of a problem. However, you see him begin to flex his body in a decidedly unnatural way for a human, and when that occurs, you suddenly hear an immense cracking sound as he manages to successfully dislocate his own shoulder at the same time as he breaks one of his own arms. Now, the scream that he lets out is intense, and you guys can hear howling from deeper within the tomb, from deep within the crypts of the dog creatures.
Are those dogs in the room just sitting there this whole time?
I've just been assuming they're knocked out, narratively.
Okay. Who's good at medicine? Because it's not me.
Nope. Actually, I got a +4.
Do you want to try and help him?
Yeah, that's. I'll feel pity for him. Oh, hang on. Let me refresh the page for my little thing's not coming up. So roll it. Coming up again? No. All right. 1d20 +4. A 12. No, now it comes up. But a 12 in medicine.
12 in medicine. All right. You are able to see that he has managed to bend himself in such a way that he has caused himself serious harm, but you're able to snap into... Oh, sorry, I will leave the flavoring to you. He's caused himself serious harm, enough that he has been able to break one of the bones directly through his own skin. You would need to act fast in order to prevent him from bleeding out.
Well, alright, guys, do we want him to bleed, or do we need more information?
Let's get information.
We need more information.
Alright.
We can help him, but he needs to
come to the party.
Yeah.
Literally.
Alright, I'll snap his arm back in and then just maybe cauterize it with do I have any fire spells? Maybe I'll get Ciruimon to can you cauterize this for me? Just get a little bit of a firebolt, make sure he doesn't bleed out.
Alright. When that occurs, the Fae abruptly faints from the pain.
Right, okay. Look, doesn't seem like he's dead.
That's good.
I guess now we can take him to a better place. Not a better, you know what I mean. Not a better place, physically, not like kill him. But I mean, we might eventually.
Yes.
I'll put it this way. Let's relocate him.
Okay. What, carry him with us?
Luke, you're attacking with Solturum? Oh, sorry, no, that was for the cauterization. Sorry.
Yes.
I'm very pretty. Carry on.
Alright. Let's carry him out and take him back to the warehouse. What do you reckon?
I reckon we should go to the guild hall instead of the warehouse. Cause...
Are we finished here?
We still have to loot the room.
Is there nothing, no other secret doors?
Do I know that with my passive perception of 22?
You assume that you have reached the end of this particular fork of the crypts.
Yeah. Right, guys. Looks like this is the end.
Okay, let's take him back. Bolt can carry him. Let's tie him up first.
Sounds good. Tie him up.
Does anybody actually have rope?
Yes, they've got rope.
Excellent.
But I don't know whether I'm the best person to tie him up. Could sleight of hand be used for that?
Survival.
Right.
I've got a good survival. Wait, is Rithgar still? I think Rithgar's got a better survival. Is he still blinded?
I'm still blind, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but it'd be disadvantaged then. But...
Do I tie him up?
Alright, 26 for a survival. Will was a very good Boy Scout and is able to tie the changeling up in a very good knot. Alright. Okay. So, with the changeling now tied up, you guys functionally have free reign of the crypts in order to return up and out. As you have a look around this room, you can see that most of the sarcophagi do still seem to be intact, and even as your eyes just ponder upon one, you can see a spectral dog head just peeking out of the wall before growling at you ominously, before it just returns back into the wall itself.
Wait. Smack on the nose.
Can I investigate some of these sarcophagi?
You may.
To see whether there's anything interesting in there, which, knowing my investigation, there won't be. Holy shit!
Oh shit!
Ooh, nat 20.
All right, well, 20.
That is the first nat 20 of this campaign.
Oh, you're kidding me!
My first one.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yes, I can actually verify that. That is his first one of the... Okay. Wow.
How many legendary weapons did I just find?
Well, honestly, I was just going to keep all the sarcophagi empty, but frankly, for that one, I think you deserve a reward. Roll me a d20. A 16. Give me a sec. Ooh, okay. Roll me a d4 followed by a d6. D3. And that is a 4. Okay, you're probably going to be less than impressed by what you've gotten, just because a bunch of other people have got in the party already have one of these, but you have been able to discover in the course of going through the sarcophagi a mantle of spell resistance.
Son of a bitch!
So, for those who are listening, a Mantle of Spell Resistance, you have advantage on saving throws against spells while you wear this cloak. That's about it. It's really not that fancy a descriptor, so...
I'm putting it on.
While we're here, can I do a medicine check on Rithgar to see how long he's going to be blinded for?
Yep.
I have child aggro, give me a moment.
Can I actually inspect this altar?
Yes, you may.
I do Arcana or Religion?
Let's go Religion. 19. Alright, very nice. Okay, so this particular altar seems to be specifically dedicated to Anvil. It takes you a quick moment to wonder to try and figure out exactly how and why they had set up a altar to Anvil. However, your memory does very quickly flash upon the rhyme which had been provided to you in one of the scrolls of the room that you had passed through earlier. Did you want me to read out that rhyme again, or you're good?
Read it out again.
Read it out again. All right, give me a sec. All right. Specifically, there was one particular stanza which says, "The power of your demon slayer lays deep among the dead. If to anvil our kind make prayer, we keep his form instead." You assume that this must have been a attempt to make a prayer to Anvil. If what the poem warns of is true, then it may be that the changeling would have been able to keep Rithgar's appearance permanently.
All right.
How is Rithgar feeling at the moment since the Fae lost its image of him?
I'm just trying to explain to Will that he needs to cut my eyes out and then the Fae's eyes out and swap them.
Will, mate, Rithgar, that's not how it works. I think you just need a little bit of just wash your eyes out. Just
Yes,
put a little bit. No,
with his
not,
eyes.
No, mate. Look, I'm afraid to tell you that's just not how it works. I get it might be. Yeah. With my roll of 23, what do I know about his eyes? Are they okay? Do I actually need to replace them? Maybe he was
You
right.
inspect his eyes and are able to ascertain that it doesn't seem that there is anything physically wrong with them as it stands now. You get the suspicion that whatever is causing this particular problem may actually be instead related to a magical cause instead.
Right.
You may roll Arcana at advantage if you would like.
Cool. And another one. Yeah. no.
Apparently you can't roll Arcana at advantage, as you just rolled a 9 and also a 1.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, however, what is going on here seems to be beyond your experience in terms of magic, and after a moment you are able to confirm that you aren't really able to provide any more support or understanding to either parties.
Okay. What if I just use Greater Restoration?
Who knows?
Do I waste my 5th level spell of the day?
No.
Why would you when you can just cut out my eyes and his eyes?
I don't think you want that, mate. It will be very, very painful.
Can I suggest that perhaps for the short term it's actually advantageous to the party that we should probably not see?
Yep. Do you have a point? Okay. Let's get going so we can interrogate this guy.
Yeah. Is there a way like I can seal this altar so they can't use it to pray to Anvil?
With your thing earlier, in order for that to be completed, then it's likely that the changeling himself, impersonating Rithgar, would have to be the one to complete the ceremony. So you can simply destroy the various, I want to say memorabilia, but I know that that is completely incorrect, but you guys know what I mean. Artifacts. You can just destroy it to, I suppose, achieve the same effect.
Yeah, might as well do it then.
Alright.
Wait, would Anvil be pissed with me if I do that, or?
Well, I suppose if you do it in a blasphemous way, then probably.
So should we destroy it, guys, or should we just leave it here?
Let's just leave it here and move on.
Might as well. Don't think if we've got this this imposter, maybe we can just either make sure he doesn't return or convince him not to.
Is there a focal point on the altar? Is there something that maybe we could take with us rather than destroy?
Likely just the small figure of Anvil.
Why don't we take the small? Before I lost my sight forever, I saw a small figure of Anvil. Just take that.
Okay, I just pick up that little figurine and just take it.
All right, so you do so. You feel a slight you feel the figure is slightly warm beneath your hands, but you don't receive any ill effects from picking up the figure. All right, so you guys are heading back to the warehouse or over to the guild hall?
What do you reckon?
Where was that wizard dude that we left in charge?
He was at the warehouse.
Solithime? Yeah, he is at the warehouse.
No, wasn't that also closer to the crypt entrance?
About 40-minute walk.
Yeah, I think it is. I think
Pretty much you're smack bang between the two locations.
Okay.
Hey,
Gag the fame.
for some reason, there seems to be like a memory seems to be a little bit fuzzy. Maybe it's like the weak gap. But didn't we track somebody in here?
You're right. We did.
Where are the tracks now?
Yeah, we were following Puck and the prince. Weren't we?
Yeah.
Yes.
Didn't they just disappear though?
I don't
And
think so.
I thought they might have disappeared.
Break roleplay.
What happened? We lost the tracks.
I don't remember tracking them after we met the
demon
demon.
lady? Yeah, neither.
So that's what I'm saying. Maybe there's doors off somewhere else. Isn't our job to follow him?
Yes. So perhaps as we progress back after searching this room, we very carefully look for secret entrances, exits.
And his tracks.
Quite.
Rithgar. You're best at that, aren't you?
Difficult to do by orally.
Give it a go. You never know.
Just
Yeah.
taste the tracks, man.
What if you roll with 20?
Yeah.
You
I'm doing it by touch.
suddenly can see.
All I'm imagining now is that just to make you guys even more uncomfortable with Rithgar, he just begins to lick everything.
I'm afraid you couldn't make me any more uncomfortable with Rithgar.
And Rithgar's like, ooh, watch me.
Well, who else is decent tracking? What about you, Druid?
I have a +8 to survival, so yeah, I reckon I could do it. Maybe not to Rifka's expertise, but I can give it a go.
No, you're better than me.
What about when you're a bloodhound?
Don't think I have any bonuses. Maybe to smell, but don't know how much smell there is.
Oh well, give whatever we got a try, I reckon.
All right. Would it be survival?
For tracking, yes.
Yeah. Cool.
A 22. All right. You begin to remember that Breeze had mentioned that the Prince and Puck had gone through the crypts, hypothetically to try and meet up with you guys as you had been about to break through into the royal keep. However, in that time, you haven't really seen any hair nor hide of either the prince nor Puck, and as you begin to creep around the crypt, you aren't able to discover any additional pathways. It looks like the crypt itself has recently shifted around, and you have lost the pathway which would have led you into the royal keep from here. So, either that has been intentionally done by the prince, or it's just a happy coincidence on their behalf.
You're right. So it's likely that they had the old path to the crypt, to the keep, and they're probably in the keep right now. That's my reasoning anyway.
Seems sensible.
Yeah.
Shall we storm the keep? Get everybody and storm the keep?
Well, we should figure out how to get you guys your experience back first.
Wasn't it in the riddle? Where's the riddle? It was in my
Discord.
notes. I'll put it in my notes. Here we go.
Silly monkeys were there, wars finally past the vacant door. In the darkness, they tried to hide, but only one was left inside. Struggle endlessly as you might, only we can win this fight. With all your strength that we have taken, the battle will prove you quite forsaken. The power of your demon slayer lays deep amongst the dead. If to Anvil our kind make prayer, we keep his form instead.
Okay. So his power, Rithgar's power, is apparently in here. I have a feeling it's inside old mate's experience sack. In his sack. So
It seems likely we need to kill this thing.
let's take him back, interrogate him, and then murder him. And Rithgar ready to suck his sack.
Do we need to murder him on the altar?
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
Yes, I think so. If to
Is
Anvil...
it still murder if you eat them?
Yes.
Yes, Rithgar.
That's cannibalism.
What the hell is wrong with you?
All right, let's lay him back down. We're not getting any more words out of him.
By the
Who wants
power
to-
of Graveskull.
Who wants to do this?
Give
Wait,
up
should we
your
make a
power.
prayer first? Guys, do we have to make a prayer first?
Let Rithgar do it.
All right, Rithgar, you keep praying. Praying for your experience back.
Take a bite, Rithgar. I kind of line him up. Line him up with a neck.
I don't think that's a fitting end for this guy. No one wants to see that.
Oh god.
Well, it lays deep amongst the dead. We've been amongst the dead. If to Anvil our kind make prayer, we keep his form instead.
So
He was in the middle of prayer, was he not?
yes,
Yeah. But, like, it's their kind. It's not exactly just him, maybe. So, I
Is there
reckon
nothing-
interrogate
Is there nothing
him,
between?
find out how to steal this altar or some shit.
Yeah, like
Should we-
it feels like
should
we
we-
should be able to deconsecrate it rather than,
Mm.
desecrate it. Just
Yeah. Is Anvil's your god, yeah?
yes.
So, do you know how to do this?
I might do an Arcana check, Sam.
Go for it.
Can I assist?
With an 8. Okay, an assistance. Let's see if we can get another 2. You guys have been rolling a lot of 2s tonight.
That's me actually. I'm the king of 2 tonight. You've had 4.
You're rolling again, Michael?
Oh, sorry.
I nearly got an 18 until it got a 5. All right, you have a 10. All right, so your practical knowledge of how to reconsecrate an altar to Anvil is very limited. You were kind of flubbing your way through the prayers and so forth from earlier, even with the dead helping you, but unfortunately the concept of reconsecrating apparently is beyond their comprehension as well.
Okay. Well, guys, should we take a short rest? Just have a nap here. Wait for old mate to wake up. What do you reckon?
Yeah. I mean, that's alright.
Good, because I'm pretty damaged.
Okay.
Do you want to do that? At least that way he'll wake up and we can just talk to him. Or we do it now and go.
I'm okay with this. To hang around and wait. Yeah.
All right.
I just don't want to walk all the way back to the warehouse, then have to walk back to the altar.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Let's find out now. Let's try and steal what we can out of him.
Good idea. Okay. I will take a short rest if you don't mind.
How dare.
Yay, I get my level 3 spell slots back.
Yeah.
Good hit dice. I have to roll them individually. Okay. Let's do my 2d12 then. For my barbarian. So 20. And then I will do 3 druid. Which is d8.
Oh.
Sam, I'm just going to make sure I don't feel reinvigorated at all, do I?
31.
Roll me a insight check on yourself. So at advantage, I guess.
I will help him with soothing words.
Not bad.
With a 22. All right. So as you begin to inspect yourself and figure out, aside from, the blindness that you're experiencing, whether you're all right, you feel as if you are a bit queasy, a little bit sick. You feel physically weaker than you did before.
It's a trap.
Right.
Should we be hanging out here?
Well, we've taken our hour. Does the imposter wake up?
Over the course of an hour, eventually the changeling does come back to their senses. When that occurs, the first indicator that he does is he releases another ear-splitting scream and attempts to writhe against the ropes, which are currently imprisoning him.
Okay.
I'm glad he released that and not something else. What happens when people wake up?
All right. Right. We're going to make him continue writing and ask him some questions?
Yeah, I'm going to try and persuade him again.
Sounds good. There we go, that's better. No twos there.
All right. So how are you intending to persuade?
I'm drawing really beautiful pictures using my artistic talent to show the pain that we're going through.
You're painting him like one of your Ciruimon women?
Yeah, yes, yeah. He's my Kate Winslet.
All right. So, likely due to the pain that he's currently experiencing, he seems a little bit more amenable to your requests that you're saying. What specifically would you like to do in regards to getting his? Asking him things.
How he knows how we can make Rithgar whole again.
All right. So he looks over at Rithgar with a look of absolute scorn in his eyes before he just shakes his head. The image that comes across to you is basically that the two...
Right.
The 23... Just
It's
trying to figure out how to do this.
I use my thing, my glamour wave.
Glamour wave. All right. Because you can, or
Yeah.
so for what?
When you make a performance or persuasion check, you can add 1d4.
Oh,
you
okay.
roll.
So that's what you're doing. So for a 24. Just trying to think of what to do. All right. The discussion between Tinkrit and the Changeling goes on for a phenomenal amount of time as Tinkrit uses his cunning and wile to try and get as many answers out of the Changeling as possible. It is about an hour into the conversation before Tinkrit eventually puts down the paper and the pen that he's been using and turns triumphantly to the rest of the group. Now, Tinkrit, over the course of the conversation, you have come to the conclusion that the Changeling has been attempting to hide one very specific fact from you. In order for Rithgar to be restored, then you suspect the Changeling will need to die.
Calls it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
And does it sound like there's a specific... When he kind of slipped, was he talking about the way it might happen? Like, do we have to kill him in a specific way, or...?
So the conversation does take quite a while. He is very reluctant to basically give you any information which might encourage you to try and kill him, shockingly. However, you eventually are able to come to the conclusion that it doesn't necessarily matter so long as Rithgar himself is physically nearby.
Well, Tinkrit, I have a lot of difficulty murdering a bound creature, no matter the wrong it's done to us.
Rithgar, it's a demon. Get him.
Is there any other way?
Take out
Is there
my
any other
knife
way that
and
he
I
can?
take out my fork.
Yeah, I don't. Perhaps you guys can do work out some kind of magic stuff, but that's not my realm of expertise.
Can I now, with that knowledge, do an Arcana check to see if I can think of any other way to extract Rithgar's essence from him, which doesn't require Rithgar to A, murder, or B, eat his experience sack?
It sounds
No, it's
like
required, Luke.
it sounds like this guy's been duped by Puck. Right.
You may do your roll,
Oh, fuck.
but you get a 10. All right.
Yeah.
So it takes you a moment and you go through all the magical theory that you are aware of, but the only thing that would allow you to do so as far as you are aware would be the black magic, so an intense necromantic ceremony. It might allow you to do so and keep both alive, but basically the other consequences just don't really make it worth it.
All right. Well, look, frankly speaking, they're about to invade the mortal realm, and I think it's time to pick sides. I can conceivably live with murdering this Fae if, for the greater good, it helps prevent an invasion by the Fae of the mortal realm.
I think I might have to pick at it. I'm going to try and use use deception to try and see if that he knows a way that he can give it up without being killed.
All right.
Does anyone want to? You want to try and
I'll
whisper
assist.
beforehand? Yes.
Yeah. I'll give you assistance.
Just talking to the other two, like, guys, to be honest, I don't know if I cared that much. Like, it's for Rithgar. Let's be real with.
Yeah, like.
All right.
Okay, 25.
Very nice roll. All right. So, a 25.
That's my third 19 as well.
Sure, rub it in. Okay. So,
fourth 2, 319.
Still my 20s.
the discussion with the changeling continues on for, again, several hours, and Tinkrin, under normal circumstances, you probably would have applauded the level of double meanings and misdirection that any other person might have used against you, but after several hours of debating and arguing with him, you are eventually able to ascertain that he himself is unaware of any other option that is available. You are able to get the detail that if he had been unable to complete the ritual, then his instructions were to try and kill Rithgar himself and take his place.
Wait a second. We can get a less crazy Rithgar?
Maybe it doesn't sound too bad after all.
I think we kill him.
And he can see.
Unfortunately.
Sam, can I ask the ghosts that surround me for guidance? I don't know that I'll get any, but
I
that's what I do.
just stabbed him.
All right. So I assume that you're just attempting to outright kill?
Yep.
All right. So, he is fully bound up. How would you like to fatally kill him?
In practicing for Puck, I try to thread my rapier between both eyes.
Spare the eyes, man. Rithgar needs them.
All right.
That's not going to be fatal. That's not going to touch his frontal lobe.
So,
Someone who didn't want to kill him to begin with really goes for a bit of a morbid way.
Well,
Anyway.
just
Okay.
That's my thinking.
I just wanted to cut his eyes out.
I like how Rithgar taking the high moral ground.
Yes, I also cut off his experience. Wherever that might be.
Sorry?
Wherever that might be.
The experience, though.
Give me a sec. So what specifically are you stabbing him with? Oh, there we go. The Mind Blade Rapier. It's your hex weapon.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's still hexed, so he actually gets another d6 too. So cop that. Oh yeah, cop that, bro. 1 point.
All right. So as you stab into the fey creature, he lets out a startling scream. Again, pretty much at the same level as of the previous ones, as the blade sinks deep into his brain. However, the scream continues past you withdrawing the blade as well, and he just stares up at you now with a immense bleeding hole in his head, just screaming at you in his own language.
Now this one goes in the mouth then.
All right.
Another 19.
All right. So this one goes in the mouth, and you guys hear a sick gurgle as he begins to choke up a silvery colored blood around the blade. When you withdraw the blade, he again just stares up at you before just leaning back and spitting a full mouthful of this blood directly at you, Tinkrit. He begins to...
I shoot him in the head as well.
All right.
And you get another 4 as well, so...
Can me and Will just be like in the background, just been like, damn, these guys do not know how to execute people, do they?
They're not very good at it.
All right.
What is it? Simple?
I'm practicing.
Was that XP spit? Does Rob just take all of my experience?
He sucked the XP sack, not you.
So are you saying that he squirted silvery liquid out of his experience?
All right. So regardless of the damage and the attacks that you guys are functionally wailing upon him, it seems that he, despite getting more and more bloodied and more injured, doesn't seem to be actively dying from your particular attacks. Eventually, after some time, he just gives a haggard, bloody smile at the group of you and just continues to just loll lazily where he's tied up.
Bolt is going to turn him into fucking jelly.
Maybe Rithgar should give it a go.
Yeah, let Rithgar kill him.
Yeah, Rithgar, go for it.
Yeah, kill him, Rithgar.
I'm just rereading the rhyme. I take out my rapier and try to decapitate him.
All right, let me have a look.
Should I roll, Sam, or
I'm just which rapier is it?
rapier of warning?
Rapier of warning, Rithgar.
It says to him, I wouldn't do that if I were you.
All right. So you lunge back and then lunge forward, apparently completely blind. So I assume that somebody's turning you in the right direction for
I
this.
kind of guide his blade.
Pin the tail on the donkey, sort of thing.
Pinata sort of thing. Tinkrit's just hoping you don't turn around and hit him. All right. So you begin to you take a slash directly at him, and where the blade should have lopped off his head, you guys see a sudden bright series of sparks, which just seems to eject the blade and prevent it from actually touching his skin. This seems to be the final push for the Fae in question, as he just begins laughing uproariously at the group of you.
What about...
Wait, did he like shield himself with magic or?
Nope.
Sam, can I also... This is not quite the rules, but the... What's it called? Can I summon... So, whales from the grave are supposed to target a second creature within 30 feet. Can I instead use my Whales of from the Grave on him? It does 1d6 psychic damage.
Yes, you may. Provide me the flavor.
As I slash, the spectres just start tearing at him from every side.
All right. So the spectres that form up and out begin to tear into him, but even while the piercing damage was working before, it looks like they are physically unable to get an actual hand on him, and after some time they just begin to return back to the spiritual plane that you've summoned them from, leaving him unharmed by their effects.
So piercing and psychic damage but don't kill.
When I stabbed him earlier, did it seem to do anything to him? With the radiant damage or anything?
It caused him pain as near as you can tell, but you're not sure otherwise.
I might try kinetic lancing him.
All right. Functionally the same effect as every other time. Regardless of what you throw at him, he seems to somehow pull through and survive it.
Okay. Is there a roll an investigation or like nature or something?
Of course. Sure.
I'm not good at either of those, so someone else I suggest.
I'll do an arcana if it's magical, but...
Can I give him a healing potion?
Alright, so a 22 in Arcana from Norloth. After some time spent wailing on this changeling, Norloth stops for a moment and begins to consider exactly what is going on and what might be affecting things here. You take a quick moment before you tentatively remember that there are rumors that Fae, particularly powerful Fae, apparently only have one weakness. In order to initiate the final blow on a sufficiently powerful Fae, you are going to require a source of cold iron.
Any of you guys got cold iron on you?
Nope.
Cool.
What is cold iron?
Would you say
Iron.
Would
Sorry?
you say
It's like food processed.
Hex wave.
Noloth, with the 22, cold iron is a specific sort of a iron which is very difficult for most people to actually make. It is the specialty of the entire region in that it is known for being particularly effective against powerful magical threats. However, the secrets of actually creating cold iron are generally very closely held against specific members of the Vaaderlund people. You are able to attain a weapon of cold iron on the black market. In fact, that is functionally what Solturum's family have sent him here to acquire after the Yolkine had concluded in order to set up a ongoing source of cold iron, but obviously he was unable to do so at the current time.
Well, I guess we do have to take him back now. See if anyone at base knows where we can get some cold iron.
Well, you said there was a dark or a necromantic ritual we can do to do this. Get rid of this, yeah? You want to have a go at that instead?
Yes.
Isn't there a pretty good bet that someone back at the warehouse, one of the barbarians back there is going to have some cold iron?
Wow, what's that? In the backstory of my alternate character, they have a cold iron weapon. Oh my god, let's go talk to them.
All right. Do you guys want to take a quick 5-minute break? Because I think you're all getting a little bit fatigued.
Sounds good.
All right.
Sure.
Come back at 9:40 and we should be good to go. Halting the recording in 3, 2, 1, now. All right, guys. So, what would you like to do?
Get all our levels back.
Head back to camp.
Yeah, preferably. No. Do we want to use our sending stones?
Yeah.
That's a
Oi,
good idea.
Soli Volley. Solithime. Oi, Solithime. Come in. Breaker.
It takes a few moments before you do recall that the magic of the crypts does seems to have a intense magical interference with things like these sending stones. In order to get into communication with him, you will need to be outside.
Okay. Bolt drag this piece of trash.
So, under the administrations of what you all have been doing, his mind seems to have completely gone, as he is pretty much still laughing hysterically to himself, even as Bolt drags him out the door.
Gag him.
Yeah, gag him. And we try and use a sending stone the whole way up there, see if we can.
Yep. All right. So eventually, you are once you do make it outside, you are able to finally communicate with Solithime. As you get say your greetings. That's where I'm going for. Wow, that was a derp and a half for me. You hear his voice coming back over the sending stone. Tinkrit, is that you? You've been out of contact for several hours. We were getting worried.
You should be getting worried, because looks like the Fae are trying to take over the whole world or invade the world.
All right, so it's from what we were, I suppose, supposing from earlier?
Yes, it's confirmed. I had a lengthy discussion with one of the Fae, a senior Fae, who is now in our control, although having lost his mind. It seems we can't kill him without cold iron, so we need you to check if anybody has cold iron there.
Cold iron? I will search. I'll question the men and see whether anybody does have cold iron, but it's likely that they will. The Vaaderlund people do tend to keep at least a knife or so on them, but have you been able to track or locate the prints and ascertain whether they may be guilty or innocent?
The shifting of the crypts has foiled that plan. We followed them to the crypts, and then the crypts shifted, and we lost them somewhere.
Understood. Well, I suppose there's no accounting for it right now. Were you wanting to were you needing us to deliver the cold iron, or were you coming here?
I don't know if that's safe. It's probably maybe best for us to come to you.
Well, I currently have some men scouting out the lower ring of the city. If you are able to come in, then just be aware that we are beginning to question everyone, just in case there are more Fae attempting to emulate us.
Yeah, don't forget we got to find that other breeze.
Yes.
It's got all our shit.
Stinky breeze. Yes. So with that in mind, everyone, we should be really careful.
With who we meet.
Not just who we meet, because he's quite sneaky. So we need to stick close together and be careful about him sneaking up behind us.
Sounds good. All right, are we heading back?
Yeah.
Heading back.
Let's do it.
All right. So the journey through the city continues on, and it is beginning to now get towards nightfall. And in contrast to the journey that you made up to the crypts before, you can see that many of the Fae who had been previously running rampant in the street all seem to have mysteriously fled, leaving the streets quite empty and almost forebodingly silent.
This is almost forebodingly silent.
Looks like we've won.
I wish we had.
Thank you for your contribution, Rithgar.
Did you use any of your things to increase your intelligence?
Isn't he actually quite intelligent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got like like a 14 or a 16 intelligence or some shit.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Right. I keep on being in contact with Solothyme. Does he have anything to tell us?
All right. As you maintain communications with Solothyme, he is able to ascertain that there is indeed a source of cold iron among the men, but unfortunately it does only amount to a single dagger. If you are intending to be extravagant about the death, then all they really can provide is the dagger itself.
One dagger.
Yeah, I'll just let his throat and be done with it.
All I want is just a clump of it. So just beat the shit out of him.
So upon hearing that, the Fae on your back gives a bit of a cry and then abruptly begins to struggle.
Gagged.
Well, through the gag, you can hear him give a bit of a yell and he begins to struggle.
Fuck off, you little shit.
Well,
We just knocked him out.
Do you want a grapple check as well as because he didn't he do a natural one on his?
To injure himself, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's well.
One more escape attempt. We might not need that cold iron.
That's right.
All right. So,
I'll threaten him again. Why not? Why not? Shut your bloody gob.
all right, a 22. You're just yelling at him, or you're good?
No, I'll give him the evilest glare I can give, and that's considering my acting background quite evil.
Excellent. All right, well, the force of the glare is enough to make him abruptly quieten down, though he does still seem to occasionally try to fight off at very inopportune moments and try and take advantage of moments of inattentiveness to try and escape again. That's what I'm trying to say. However, from your 22, I will give a reward. You do notice that on the occasion his eyes turn skyward and he has a very wide eye look about it. It looks like he seems to be searching for something.
Right. I'm going to take the what's it, that weave thing that I have and make him look like the shit boy. The ship weave.
Ship boy.
Yeah, I put him. Let's put him in that. Donk him on the head. Let's cover him in the shit boy. Shift weave.
The glamour wave?
No, the shift weave. Remember the one that it's got like a number up to 5 different outfits, and one of the outfits is a shit boy.
Oh, God, yeah.
The Gong Farmer.
Yeah, the Gong Farmer.
Gong farmer, that's it. Yeah, it's the Gong Farmer.
Oh, God. Yep.
So I made him look like that.
Noted. All right.
And everyone he kept on looking to the sky, so let's keep our eye out.
So, your attention to the sky does eventually pay off when you can see that the swirling form of blackness, which is floating above the city, does begin to expand out here and there in strange pulses. But as the sun finally makes its final journey past the horizon, you can hear a screaming noise from very far away, and it looks like the entire black thing just begins to descend on the city. As it gets lower and lower, you can see that the thing in question is actually multiple things made up of thousands and thousands of tiny little bat-like creatures.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Yeah. How far away are we?
Roll me survival.
I will
Indeed.
do that.
26. All right. You are a mere 5 minutes from the warehouse.
Run. Run.
All right. as you guys bolt off, a small section of the black cloud splits off from the rest of them, and you can it begins to fly in your general direction. There is abruptly a very high-pitched squeaking noise, and the black streak suddenly dives down directly towards where you are currently running. What would you guys like to do?
Sam, how much faster am I able to run since I'm blinded?
Not very well at all. Unless somebody's providing you help in that regard.
How fast does it look like they're moving?
Sorry?
How fast does it look like they're moving?
It looks like that in order to... You will need to put in concentrated effort to outrun them, so either via an athletics, or you will need to try and hide your presence.
I'm going to turn
off.
into a giant elk.
I'm not putting the giant elk on the map, I will tell you now.
Well, but I figure...
On.
I'm going to try and distract them, and I'm going to utilize the wings of flying to fly up into the air and take a path which takes me on a larger loop, trying to draw them away from the rest of the party.
All right. Wings of flying, what is your fly speed?
60 feet.
Okay, perfect. So yes, you will be able to comfortably outpace them at that regard. All right, if that's the case and you would like to perform a distraction, would you like to do that as a performance or a deception?
I've got the same modifier for either, so...
Salty, I'm going to assist you. I'm going to cast fog cloud around them. So by the time they pop out of the fog cloud, you can take their attention.
All right. So performance or deception?
That would be my recommendation, unless you can think of something else. 13. All right. So you take off into the air. Give me a sec, and I will see what their passive perception is.
And I put the fog cloud on them too, so I don't know if that gives him additional chances.
Maybe an advantage.
13. Oh, okay. You have exactly matched it there, Luke. So you are going to be able to distract them. Flavor it up for me. What do you specifically do?
I launch up into the air. As I launch up into the air, I cast light on my Wand of the War Mage, which I stick out in front of me to create a large... oops, what am I doing? To create a bright light streaming out from the tip of my Wand of the War Mage as I streak firstly towards them, and then once I see that I've caught their attention, move at an angle 90 degrees away from the rest of the party to try and pull them away.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
While being conscious of the diminishing distance if they do start following me between us.
Fair enough.
To ensure I stay ahead of them.
Well, in doing so, you are able to maintain their attention, and the flock of whatever these creatures are begin to divert their flight path and take off after you specifically. Tinkrit, you initiate a fog cloud around the creatures, was that right?
Yeah, that was before. So between us and them, so they couldn't see us, but they could, when they popped out of the cloud, they'd be able to see Salty and not us.
Okay. All right. So, Tinkrit, you emit your fog cloud, and the fog crawls along the street. I'm also going to consider you guys as being, I suppose, +5 to your passive stealths at the moment. So, in that case, your trip to the back to the warehouse is relatively unimpeded. Again, the other Fae seem to have just abandoned the streets, but you can see these strange winged creatures just descending on other parts of the city, and whatever destruction has been done by the Fae up to this point seems to be nothing compared to what these creatures seem intent on doing to the city now, as you can hear various explosions and banging noises even from your location.
Right.
All right. So, upon finally making it to the warehouse, you are able to see that the warehouse is currently completely dark, as if nobody were currently in it. Upon rushing up and knocking on the door, I suppose, a peephole very quickly opens and you see a single eye just looking through. The peephole shuts abruptly and the door opens, and Solothime is standing there quickly urging you through. Hurry, we've been able to confirm the Ondrote will be here.
Salty, is that you? I mean, Solothime, is that you? I use the sending stone.
There is a buzz from his waist, and you can hear your voice coming from it.
Okay, cool. Just checking to make sure it was you.
He gives a nod and then just, again, encourages you inside. Quickly, the Ondrote are likely to end up decimating us in the warehouse if we do not take quick care to ensure that they do not realize we're here.
The what?
Ondrote, they're ancient Fae spoken of in the Vaaderlund fairy tales. They apparently will only attack from the west. And he gives a bit of a sigh and then just rolls his eyes, as seems to be the tendency with the Vaaderlund fairy tales. They tend to abscond with children who do not listen as their parents instruct.
Rude.
Right. Anyway, where's this dagger?
He nods and gestures you deeper into the warehouse. Now, from here you can see that the effects of what the Fae have been doing are all already fairly prevalent, as even compared to earlier today, when you were in here, you can see that the number of men seems to have been, the number of soldiers in here seems to have reduced by a solid half. One of the number, on the other hand, approaches Solothime and currently just juggling a dagger rather nimbly between his fingers. Alright, one of you wanted this, isn't it?
Yes, hand it over.
He flips it up into the air, catches it blade first, and then hands the handle to you.
Rithgar to do the honours.
Yes, Rithgar the honours.
I do the honours.
I place it in his hand.
All right.
I just start stabbing in front of me.
Wait. Let's move the thing in front of him. Bolt. I gesture.
All right. Solturum at this point, I'm assuming, is still outside, keeping the Ondrote distracted.
Yes.
Which reminds me.
All right, Sam. I make my way over to this guy and do the deed. Plunge it into his chest.
Yep. All right. So he stares at you with wide eyes and attempts to shimmy back and out of the way, trying to rely on your particular blindness. However, you are eventually directed by your companions, and when you finally stab in, you feel a sensation of power and magic just flooding through your limbs once more, as you are happily restored to your previous levels.
It's is it the sort of thing that might make me let out a roar?
That's up to you, is it?
I let out a roar.
All right.
See again?
Various other warriors around just give a bit of a jump and then glower at you. Solothime just gives and lets out an abrupt shh. We're trying to hide.
Am I still blind, Sam?
Yes, but you do not feel any of the weakness that you did before. To everyone else, you can see that the Fey creature, after being stabbed, begins to writhe around the wound, and you can see its flesh begin to crawl back as if the flesh itself was physically repulsed by the blade stabbing into it. After a few seconds, it suddenly shimmers, and it no longer has the form of Rithgar himself before it just abruptly falls limp. Sitting before you is a almost sickly thin creature, which is just very disconcerting in appearance to all of you. It does have a pair of very small wings on its back, but it doesn't look like they are big enough to actually carry him in flight.
Right, where to next?
Well, what did the riddle say? Who wants to...
Sorry, Stan, was I level 9?
I believe so, yeah.
You're level 10.
You've been here every session with us, haven't you?
Yeah.
You'd be level 11 now.
Yeah, you should be 11.
Okay.
The riddle says, the power of the silvered tongue, which I assume is you, Tinkert, lays in the court of the hag. So, where's the court of the hag?
Well, probably the castle, isn't it?
Right. Then, if we're looking for Ciruimon's power, with the form we were able to snag, the magic school, the court of Saul, lays mourning in the world of sorrow, trapped now within its anguish halls. Now, don't know where...
Do you reckon that's the lady who was crying before?
Probably.
Yeah, quite possibly.
At this moment, you are abruptly interrupted by Solothime. What are you reading?
There was a riddle in the crypts. I'll pass it over to him.
He picks it up and looks at it abruptly, and then you can see his face just frowns as his eyes shimmer up and down, his mouth moving as if he's just mouthing the words. Were there any more scrolls like this, or just this one?
Wasn't there another one? I think there was.
Oh, I thought it was only that one.
Yeah, there was 2.
Yeah.
Wasn't the other one? The other one was the monkeys with the thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, isn't it? It's like silly monkeys with their ways, finally past the vacant door, blah, 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 struggle easily as you might. And it goes on to the power of your demon slayer lays deep among the dead, so we got that. If to anvil our kind make prayer, we keep his form instead. The power of the silver tongue lays in the court of the hag, her many deeds now go well sung, with the form we are able to snag. The magic skill called Saw lays mourning in the world of sorrow. And trapped now within its anguish halls, we keep this form once borrowed. A final claim, an innocent trap lays among your monkey friends. Oh, among your monkey friends. He collects both treasure and scrap. Okay, so he's around here somewhere. Breeze is around us. We've got to keep an eye out. So let's everyone look and see if we can't find Breeze right now.
So Solothime nods. This, I think this does confirm our theory that our abilities have been taken by these Fae. But you say that Breeze, that's the halfling. Oh wait, sorry, you guys actually have Breeze with you anyway.
Yeah.
So there's a second one of these. I've not seen anybody with his form ever since you left. One left. You had him with you before.
Just because you haven't seen him doesn't mean he's not around here.
He gives a bit of a frown before he concedes your point. All right. I suppose I can start questioning the men and going through and confirming again that they are exactly who they are. If we have the cold iron here, we may be able to actually use this to, I suppose, act as a detective for the Fae as well. If he just stops and looks for a moment at the still smoking corpse of the Fae before you. If they have this particular reaction to cold iron, then I think we may be able to ascertain the trustworthiness of those around us.
I trust you'll use yourself as an example to show us how it's done first off.
Sorry, say again.
I said, Solithime, I trust that you will demonstrate the technique you're talking about on yourself first, so we can A, see how it's done, and B, confirm you are who you say you are.
You can see a slightly amused glint enter Solithime's eyes, but he very quickly grabs the handle of the knife and pulls it out of the body of the Fae. He then, with a little bit of a grimace, puts his palm against the blade of the knife, but you see no reaction.
Me next, and I do the same thing to me.
All right. He lays it against your skin, and there is no sensation.
Breeze next.
Breeze looks a little bit worried about it, but considering he's kind of played along with everything else up to this point, he just considers it his lot in life. He holds out his hand, and when the blade is pressed against his palm, there is no reaction.
All right, fair's fair. We should all do it.
Yeah. But we should chip parts off the blade if we can.
Let's not destroy our one Fae weapon just yet.
Well, let's test it.
Solithime gives a bit of a frown then. If I'm correct, if my information is correct, we might be able to... When you were up in the Royal Keep before, you saw no sign of any of the Clan Coldstreak members. Is that correct?
Coldstreak, no. The bad guys we saw.
Right.
Who are Clan Sulkling.
So
Dead princess.
there could be the potential that if any of the members of Clan Sulkling are alive, then they may be able to help us with this. If my dossier is correct, then I believe among their number there exists a Master of the Cold Iron. If we are able to find him, then we may be able to utilize his particular skills to help us.
Let's do it. Does everyone agree?
Any way that will I ever be able to see again?
Yes, you will be able to see again. I can confirm that Addison can hypothetically restore your sight right now, if he is so inclined.
Okay. Considering you'll probably take a long rest later, I'll grade a restoration. Yeah. There you go.
Alright. With the greater restoration, your eyesight will indeed be restored.
I let out another roar.
He's got the eye of the tiger, a fighter.
Rithgar, we just replaced your eyes with the other ones. How's it feel?
Exactly. I could have been seeing for hours.
Oh, I'm sorry, you were right. I was wrong.
I'm not great at this microsurgery.
Why do you humor him so?
Oh, you tell me it's not funny.
Right.
No wonder why he believes half the shit he says.
Solifime, where are we going to find this Master of Iron?
I will use this test on the men and find out who is trustworthy from among our number. From there, I believe I should be able to direct them to begin a searching pattern of the entire city. If he is still alive, and with any luck he is, then I suppose we may be able to find him, but the only thing I can really ascertain is that he may have left any belongings he's had up in the Royal Keep, unless the Fae themselves have laid claim to it.
Unlikely if it's cold iron.
True.
Shrimp.
Well, look, I guess. Shrimp.
Let's send shrimp. What do you think, guys?
Might as well.
Be that easy, but we can give it a go.
Well, while we're having a rest and whatnot.
Sounds good.
Does Shrimp know what or how to tell that it's cold iron?
I don't know. Does he? Solifime, show him the dagger. Shrimp, this is cold iron. What you need to find.
Trimp
clever,
gives
you're
a
thoughtful.
bit of a hiss as the cold iron is brought out before him, and then he just again dodges away, staring at the knife very warily.
Right. Doesn't look like shrimp likes cold iron either. Puts him out.
Is he Fey or?
Yeah, since when is he? Yeah, that shouldn't hurt him.
Wait, can
Mine
I
is-
do an Arcana check to see if like fiends are against cold iron or
If you would
cold
like,
iron
sure.
at all?
I might conference with you, Norloth, and assist you in that those considerations.
Yeah, thank you. Nat 20. Very good filter.
All right. Would you like to save or spend?
I'll save that one.
Save.
I pat Norloth on the shoulder. Well done, my son.
All right. So as the standings currently are, Michael and Luke E, you both have 5 stored 20s apiece. Rob has 3, Addison has 1, and Luke F and Addison both have 1. And then all but Luke E have a nat 1 stored up.
Yay.
All right. So with the nat 20, it doesn't take you long before the two of you are able to very scientifically confirm that imps are not fans of cold iron either. When I say scientifically, I mean that you decide to pocket the knife and then very, very professionally and scientifically just press it against the imp, who very quickly screamed and jumped away as his flesh was hissing. So yes,
Sorry-
you are
sorry,
definitely...
Sorry, Trimp.
I apologize in Infernal? Or is it Abyssal?
I just talked to him. Sorry, Trimp, old boy. What about a glove? What happens with a glove? This is important, Trimp.
Trimp just stares at you.
I'm asking you politely and as nicely as I can, my good and old friend.
He just continues to stare at you.
I don't think he's very happy with you.
Yeah. Let's not press Shrimp into doing something he doesn't want.
Yeah.
Until he's like completely enslaved by you again. Then do
Right.
it.
Well, I guess if we have to go to the keep, we might as well see if the places where supposedly you other two can get your powers back. If those places are in the keep, because then we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah.
Well, we can at least kill that crying lady because she was in the cape, wasn't she?
Oh, I don't think we're going to be able to kill the crying lady, could we?
Well, we'll get Solturni's powers back, but kind of need to.
And we have cold iron now. I mean, really, last time we didn't really give it a good go.
We just ran away.
basically- Yeah, we ran.
I carried you away. You're all fucked up.
Did stuff in our ears with wax work? I can't recall.
I don't recall either. But it was crying that set you off.
Yeah.
And we know where she is, so that's a good idea. And we know how to get there.
Do we? I thought the tunnel up into the keep had transitioned away.
Well, it did, but that was just so we got in stealthily. But I don't think we need to worry about the other team noticing us. We just need to worry about
Go over the wall now.
that
Window where we escaped.
You guys can see that Solithime has been doing a discreet test against 1 or 2 of the warriors, which is currently in the warehouse. And after doing so, he shows them. He has shown one of them the scroll. Upon looking at it, the warrior in question seems to have grown pale and has begun muttering furiously at Solithime, enough that Solithime himself has grown pale before he rushes back to the group. I suppose that none of you have been haven't really drawn your attention to it, but you are aware of who the hag may be in reference to this particular riddle?
I think so. Isn't she like one of the queens of the Unseelie Court?
Well, if what I've been told is correct, you're not too far off. The They call her the Uberhex here, the Storm Hag. She is a formidable opponent who allegedly has near limitless control over water. If that is correct, then she may be responsible for the Great Barrier of the river, which is separating us from the rest of the surrounding Feywilds.
Well,
that does seem pretty powerful.
yes. Well, that's where my double is, in her court. You don't have to kill her, you just have to kill him.
Sneak in, kidnap the guy, bring him back, stab him.
I think the plan to go and
Stand
get
there.
Salty's thing, much as I'm, self-centered and whatnot, I think the plan to go and get we do the one we know, Salty's crybaby lady, is probably best.
Yeah, because we can get the gold iron at the same time.
Yes.
He nods with a grim look. I'm inclined to agree as well. I don't believe that we should be facing the Overhex unless we can necessarily avoid it. But apparently there is a way to get her attention, but I'll confirm with more of the Vaaderlund natives while you're gone and see whether we might be able to safely find a way to communicate with her. From what I understand, she is not one of the main members of the Fey courts, so we may be able to reason with her.
Cool.
It's
You do
very
that.
helpful.
Let's go, hey? Let's go get Salty whole.
Let's do it.
Done.
Oh,
To
yeah.
the keep.
Is there a
Yeah.
way to do it stealth-like? The amount of times we've been backwards and forwards now, Sam. Do we know a way to keep out of view of the Androta?
Well, we have a permanent +10 to stealth because of my at-will parted out trace. So with everyone have a minimum passive of, 20, should be fine.
I think I'm still out flying around distracting the creatures, aren't I, Sam?
Feel free to
break
come
out,
back in
Salty,
whenever
come
you
back.
like.
Sorry, what was that?
Feel free to come back in whenever you like.
All right, you don't need any backstory about my amazing escape.
Feel free to flavour it up if you like.
Dashing over the wall, flying under the bridge, losing him in the twisting and turning alleys, and popping out of the warehouse and knocking on the door.
Yep, exactly that.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys
like
turn
doing
at the
that
sound of the knocking, and you can see what looks like Solturum walking in the door after he's let in.
I do this sending stones trick again.
You do the what?
And get the knife.
Let's not let him get too close. Let's do the sending stone to see if I buzz him on the sending stone.
I feel a vibration in my pocket. It is pleasant.
In your back pocket.
Do I see the Salty in front of me shiver with delight?
A grin comes upon his face as he walks in.
Yes, yes.
Call me again.
Maybe later. Let's get you whole first before we do that. I tell him
After a long rest, I can cast clairvoyance.
Sorry, Rithgar. Go ahead.
I'm not sure that if we have time, but after a long rest, I could cast clairvoyance, and once I'm within a mile of the place, that may help us plan out the final steps.
I am down one of my 2 mighty second level spell slots, so
I'm also down. I'm down a 5th.
I got my 2 freeze back.
I got my first level 1 back as well.
Do we want to finish testing the rest of the clan Coldstreak to make sure none of them are Fey, and then have a long rest?
Well, while we're having a rest, they might be able to go out. The ones we've tested, be able to go out and try and find the Master of Iron.
Weren't we supposed to be looking for Breeze as well?
Yeah, we were.
Still freeze check.
A breeze check.
Yeah.
Who's got the best? Is that investigation? Who's got the best investigation?
It's perception.
Rithgar. It's perception, is it? Ooh. I'll start looking.
You persuade him to come out.
Oh, whoops.
Three steps out of the shadows.
Freeze, come out, wherever you are.
All right. So you guys have agreed that you're going to be doing a long rest?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So in that case, over the course of the next few hours, you guys do whatever you do in your downtime, get some sleep, sharpen your weapons, and restock on all the food and so forth that you may up to this point have been lacking. You witness Solothime very subtly and pretty much spending the entire time just going through and initiating the test upon every single person who is within the warehouse at the current time, up to and including the children who are here. It's several hours later and he is almost grey with exhaustion, but eventually he finishes and is able to confirm that the warehouse, at the very least, is free of the influences of the Fae.
Oh, that's some good numbers.
What's your role in there, Michael?
So Sam, I have just regained the portent ability.
Yep.
Which allows me to roll 2d20, and when I want to, I can substitute. I don't have to, but I can substitute for a later roll. One of those is a natural one.
It is.
Do they have to be
So,
your
yeah.
role?
Yeah,
Or can they be
these are my
other
own.
You know, that smells a lot like initiative to me.
So, Sam, you will let me know.
No, it says
What
in the thing by a creature with an. Hang on. You can replace any attack roll, saving throw, or ability check made by you or a creature that you can see.
Yeah, so use it on an enemy. Make them instantly fail.
It's a good point. I would be rolling it as you would be able to substitute either yours or someone else's for a nat 1.
That's so cool.
Yeah. All right, cool.
I feel like I'm going to regret that decision later, but for now I'm fine.
Sure
All right, quickly,
Leave
just
me-
go find the crying lady.
Yeah, let's go find the crying lady. Let's go.
Yeah, make sure you've all got wax for your ears.
Yes, can we stock up on stuff in our ears of stuff before we go?
All right. Yes, you can. It seems that Solothime does have a fair amount of wax, which he uses within his alchemical work. So you are able to go through and get enough of this source that you feel that you would be safe against. You should be able to safely deafen yourself, for lack of better terms.
Is it earwax?
If I say yes, will that make you feel better? Or if I say
No.
what do you want to hear from this point?
No, it's okay. Let's skip past it.
Okay. All right. So the next day dawns, and can I please get a Constitution saving throw from Tinkrit and Salturum?
It's radiation poisoning from the symbiote.
Ooh.
That is not good.
All right.
I will spend it.
Yeah, I'm spending a 20.
Well, Rob, you get to spend a 20. Salturum unfortunately does not. Because, can't counteract the effects of a nat 1. Alright, so you're automatically using it. Luke, when Solturian wakes up, he feels weaker than ever, as if all of his vitality and everything he is just being sucked away from him piece by piece. When you wake up, you will be suffering from 2 levels of exhaustion.
Oh, okay. I was about to change my levels down to 1.
I won't lie, I was really, really tempted, but I figured that one would be too extreme even for me.
Oh, I just would have stayed in the warehouse.
All right, have fun, guys. Bye.
Throws yourself into the river. I'm useless.
2 levels of exhaustion. Okay.
Oof, disadvantage on all ability checks and your speed is half.
Greater Restoration fixes that, but Lesser does not.
Yes. Let's go with that last time.
Just have another long rest, guys.
2 more days? No, we can't. We have to use
We have to roll again.
Rithgar's one.
Let's go.
We have to use Rithgar's one today.
Let's go. So that means that I'm going at 15 feet movement speed now, does it?
Apparently.
All right. Let's go. I feel utterly exhausted, guys. Let's get this done.
I'll turn into a horse. You can ride me.
I was just gonna suggest I'll give him my broom of flying and just let him fucking coast around on that.
Yeah, I can fly myself now.
Yeah.
I've got the wings, and so I'll just fly at 60 feet and keep you there.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so you guys set up Solturum either on the Broom of Flying or the Wings of Flying. Which one would you prefer?
Wings of flying.
Wings of Flying? All right. He initiates the Wings of Flying in order to support himself as you guys begin going through the city. In the early morning, you can see that the Ondrote seem to have left the city completely disheveled and up to and including several attacks and damages upon the roads and buildings themselves. However, you can see various Fae are also beginning to emerge even in the early morning light, and you, I suppose, understand that you'll need to hurry very quickly, otherwise you may draw the attention of said Fae. Now, making your way through the city, you have done it multiple times over the past 3 days, so if you would like to roll a survival check, you may do so at advantage. If you would like to roll a stealth, then it will remain as normal.
Do you rather do
My roll is
advantage?
survival.
Sorry?
Sorry. No, you
Sorry.
go.
I was just gonna say, what would you rather do? Roll advantage survival or a stealth with +10?
Stealth with +10.
Yep, absolutely. It's not that I'm 30.
Yep, stealth plus 10.
Done. Okay, cool. I need it like 20.
Holy shit, I'm stealthier than Tinkrit.
Hey.
Alright, so let's have a look. Norloth has a stealth of 21. Tinkrit has a stealth of unnatural 20. Wow, you are
No,
stealthier than Tinkrit.
30. It's 30 with the
Everyone's
+10.
+10.
Apologies. Unnatural 30, unnatural 31, unnatural 20, unnatural 19, unnatural 38.
God, this thing's so overpowered. I love it.
See, you can thank your very generous DM for allowing you to purchase it.
I think he is.
Thank you, Sam.
Alright. However, I will get you to flavor it up for me, how you're doing the pass without trace from the staff again.
Yeah. I think I said it last time. I pretty much just like slammed the staff on the ground, and like everyone became a little bit like encased in shadows. Like everyone's shadows a little bit darker, a little bit harder to see. Maybe there was as we walk, there's just a mysterious wind that gets rid of all of our footsteps, and we make a lot less noise. Or there's the breeze is loud enough, not actual breeze, but the breeze is loud enough to ignore all sound.
Yep. All right. Storyline wise, are you fine with me just narratively leaving Breeze back at the warehouse as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Breeze can be on a mission to find the other Breeze. That's
We
his
took. Hey, we took all his shit, so I don't think he.
Well, I'm assuming afterwards you gave him his things back.
Are you?
Well, narratively, I would assume that yes, your characters would have.
Have you met Tinkrit?
Well, that is true.
Yeah, I'll give back.
About it? I share everything. Very unkind.
All right, so yeah, if you guys have anything that would have belonged to Breeze, then yes, he would have demanded them back, and probably would have just, stolen them back otherwise.
That's true.
All right, so you guys begin to move your way through the city with the intention of arriving at the Royal Keep. Can I also make the assumption that you're not going to go through the crypts, or are you going to make this really difficult for me?
No, make it as easy as possible.
Yeah, I don't think we're planning on going through groups.
All right. Yeah, I'm sick of the crypts as well. All right. So you begin to scale your way up through the city, and as you go higher and higher, again, you can see the immense forest that it looks like Thogcha has been transported to, with various trees which are taller than even the Royal Keep, which towers well above the city. Now, as you are able to begin seeing the horizon and can also see the river in the distance, you can also see that the river seems to be moving and shifting, almost as if it is a living creature in of itself. From this particular distance, Rithgar, I believe that you've gained your capacity to sense the big, scary, naughty things in the world again?
Yes.
Yep, all
I
right.
need to burn a first level spell slot to do so, though.
Oh, okay. So, never mind then.
Which I've just done.
Oh, so you would like to?
Yes.
All right. So, in that case, you can sense that there seems to be two incredibly potent Fey powers within this particular city. One seems to be at the head of the immense wave of water, which is the river currently ringing around the city. The other one is located in the Royal Keep itself. So, as near as you can tell, Rithgar, it looks like the team's analysis of where people might be is spot on.
Okay. I report that to the party.
Right.
In that case, our plan remains, I think.
I concur.
Press on.
Tinkrit finds that really hard to say, by the way.
All right. So you guys press on, and it isn't long before you reach the same level as the guild hall, and then begin trekking up the pathway towards the Royal Keep. You sense a small prickling feeling of a strange sensitivity in a way, and abruptly, Will, you are also going to feel a small sense of sadness and moroseness just filling your body. Everybody else, you just get a mild sense of discomfort.
Fuck that, guys. I feel like shit.
Can I sing a song? Try and make them feel better?
Yeah, if you would like.
I would like. Come on, my boys, chin up! We've got this.
With a
Jinx,
2.
You're making me feel so much worse. Alright, shut your fucking mouth.
Well, it was worth a try.
I think that's the lowest I have ever seen you roll a performance.
Yeah, I think it is also.
All right.
What's that?
I do actually get the what's his name weave to try that again. So
The glamour weave.
yeah.
Yes, 12.
Well, it jumps up to a 12, so not too bad, I guess.
No, it makes me feel a little less shit, but still shit.
May have had some effect.
So your song starts off really badly as you manage to sing yourself into a corner trying to come up with a rhyme for words like orange and silver.
I sing the same song I sang last week.
Fair enough. All right. So you continue on, and abruptly you guys can see the royal keep in front of you. It doesn't look any different from when you were in front of it yesterday morning, but you can see that a lot of the windows now seem to have just been openly broken out.
Oh, ignore that. I don't know how that happened.
Noted. The front door, on the other hand, does still seem to be very firmly shut. You might have some problems getting it open, as you might recall.
Shall we go through a window?
Big and strong.
Sorry?
So I was going to say, do I need to turn into something big and strong?
If you would like. I can't say it would help considering the door's been welded shut.
That's true. All right, window it is.
All right. So, in that case, guys, hit me up with athletics, acrobatics, kind of your call, in order to...
I'm just flying in.
Same.
Can I throw a rope to one of them?
Well, apparently Addison just rolled his, third nat 20 of the entire campaign?
What?
You should see his face. I saw his face in the video. It's like,
26. Honestly, I don't think anybody of you really need to throw down the rope because you've all rolled insanely well, except for Tinkrit.
Yep, 11.
Chuck a rope out the window.
All right. Rob, do you want to roll again?
Sure.
All right. And for a nat 20, Addison, what would you like done with... Jesus Christ, Rob.
What do you want me to do?
Tinkrit, just tie it around your waist. We'll yank you. We'll pull you through.
I'm happy for that to happen.
This reminds me of that time. Remember where I kept on failing?
Yes.
I kept on I had difficulty climbing down that passage in the monastery.
Well, I haven't failed, but I haven't succeeded either.
Can we do the cold iron test on Tinkrit as well again? Because it doesn't seem like him.
But that's just it. It's perfectly obvious that I am not who I should be. But I'm happy to touch the cold iron again.
Presumably that was left back at the warehouse.
Why would we do that?
Oh, no. That's with us.
All right. If it's with you guys. All right. Where do we go from here? So, Tinkrit, you have rolled an 11 and... Oh, wait. So, Luke, with Solturum, what was it that we did when you kept rolling badly for climbing down in the the stair of the Midnight Sun? It was that we were able to get the rope around you, but you kept slamming into the wall, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, this is not going to be as bad.
I was going to say, with my 20, can I throw him instead?
Yeet.
You could probably assist me with your 20.
I was going to say, remember when Olga threw you ages ago?
I used the 20 on Salty to save him when he was falling, as I recall. Anyway.
Yes, that's true.
All right. So, Tinkrit.
I owe you that. I owe you for that, Rob. I owe you for that one. But for now, I'm just going to let you take 5 damage.
All right. So the rope is tied around Tinkrit's waist. Flavor it up for me, Rob. What's the problem that Tinkrit's encountering?
Well, he sees exactly where he should be springing to and grabbing and bouncing, but each time he tries to do it, he misses it by just half an inch, and each time that half an inch actually gets larger. So it's an inch, half an inch, 3 inches, 6 inches, and the last thing he reaches for, he misses by a foot and face plants into the wall.
It was a very complicated explanation. Frankly, all I'm mentally picturing is like those pictures of the cats who like line up and then just do that fail to jump.
Yes, it's similar to that.
I'm just imagining him being too short to reach the ledge. Because everyone else did so well, everyone could just normally climb up. But Tinker is just too short.
There's a little boy standing at the counter of the corner shop.
God.
He's been waiting down there.
All right. So you guys successfully are able to actually... Addison, I'll let you have your crowning moment of awesome since you rolled a nat 20. How do you get into the place?
How high up was the window?
What was the last time? Like 30 feet?
30 feet. Okay. How do you make jumping at 30 feet up cool?
Or
I
any
don't know.
cooler than it just is.
Just is. Maybe I just rocket 30 feet up. I don't know. Maybe I channel some my inner ape and just start climbing like an absolute monkey up the side of the wall, just scaling it.
Oh, actually, I have an idea that can benefit you, and I'll even throw in the effect of it for free.
Oh yes.
All right. So, Salturum flies in with his wings. He lands fine. Norloth manages to scale the wall with no problem and lands just fine. Tinkrit is dragged in, no problem. Will assumes a very large form, bursts through the door with a very suggestive, "Oh yeah."
Sounds very good to me.
Excellent. All right. So with that, you guys now have the front doors open, just as Tinkrit is lowered, slightly scratched and beaten to the ground on the other side.
Oh, so I do take damage. Okay.
Yep.
I thought people were using their 20s to help me, but that's fine.
Oh no, you asked us. You certainly suggested it, and we all just universally rejected it.
It's just fine. Okay.
It's 5 points of damage, so you'll be fine.
I guess that's okay.
I mean, it's not really comparable to
memories,
the
so elephant, halfling.
I was going to fall 1,000 feet last time, so slightly different circumstances.
A little bit. All right. So, you guys are now within the Royal Keep. Like I said, you have the desiccated
There you go.
front hall.
Thank you.
The map itself has changed. The inside of the hall doesn't seem to have undergone any particular change from the last time you were in here. However, Will, I believe you have a ridiculous passive perception of 22. Michael, what's Rithgar's passive at now?
Only 17.
17? All right. Will, as you have a look around, a strange acrid scent floods into your nostrils, and even as you look around, you can see a strange pathway on the tiles where it looks like a almost exactly straight line, about 10 foot across, has been scoured from the tiles. So the rest of them are covered in dirt. This area has just been scoured clean.
So sorry, is it straight across like that?
Yes, but it's, more... Wait, where's my ruler? Like, going that way.
Okay. Cool. Right. Does it look like a drag mark or just like a strange, just coincidence? Not coincidence, but like a line.
You honestly aren't entirely sure. It looks as if it has been deliberately made, but you can't really see anything that suggests something has been dragged. It's just a perfectly even, scoured mark on the tile.
Right. Guys, I don't know about you, but that seems awfully suspicious to me. I have a feeling it's some kind of trap of some sort. So I suggest we maybe don't cross that line.
Can I investigate it, Sam?
Yes, you may. Rolls an 8. It's an unnatural 20 anyway. How's it feel getting your levels back there, Michael?
It's all right, yeah.
All right. So, Rithgar, as you begin to investigate it, you analyze several other things in the room, and you can see that it looks like whatever has created this perfectly straight line of cleanliness. It looks like it seems to have taken several detours over the various podiums which were around here. You have a quick flashback in your memory, and as you recall, there were suits of armor which had previously been standing on those podiums, but it looks like whatever this is has potentially done away with the armor, as both the podiums and the floor directly in front of them are also almost unnaturally clean. In addition, you are able to ascertain that there does seem to be that acrid smell that Will is able to smell from before. And lastly, here and there, you frown as you very quickly see a strange pile of apparently rapidly drying goo on the ground.
I point this all out to everyone and report back. It's very strange.
Alright, some goo.
I do a nature check on the goo.
If you would like. With a 12, you are able to ascertain the goo is not natural.
Arcana check on the goo.
If you would like.
Do you want a bardic inspiration?
Oh, that's a nat 1.
No, I'm not giving you one. It's
All right, so what can I do there?
I will use that right now.
You will use that right now? Ooh. You know what? I pulled my punches earlier. Let's not pull my punches for this one.
Yeah, I'm dead.
You lose a level.
What are you going to roll next?
Acrobatics?
Wait.
Oh, I meant what kind of character?
A cleric?
Yeah!
Maybe paladin?
All right, Luke, please roll me a d5.
Yay. How did...
Is it /R 1d5? Is it slash?
Yep.
Use the dice up in the...
No, you can just... Yeah, if you just do... Oh, wait, did I not? Yeah, did... Oh, yeah. You just didn't do /R 1d5.
All right, so that's a 1.
Oh, no, that was from me.
/R
Space...
1d5?
/R space 1d5, yeah.
1d5.
Forward slash instead of a backward slash.
No, my bad.
Square root 1d5.
So how many levels are you going to go down?
We'll find out.
Anywhere between 1 and 5?
And that is a 5. Ooh.
Maybe you want my one.
Ooh, all right.
It's like when a doctor says, ooh. It's just not a good sound.
Why were you cupping your right hand as you said that? Holding it out in front of you like this. It looked like you were cupping your hand like this.
Because I'm Jewish? That's how we talk.
All right. So, Luke, as Nolof bends down to investigate the goo, his hand slips and abruptly he accidentally drops his Skyblinder staff, which impacts directly into the goo. There is a horrific sizzling noise, and before you can, and as you very quickly pull the staff out, you come away with only half the staff, as the staff itself is mostly consumed by whatever this goo is.
It's still good, right?
Nope.
Oh, good. Who's got a mending spell? Oh, a cleric.
All right.
What staff was it?
Sorry?
What was the staff?
Skyblinder staff.
Oh, that's right.
Actually, I have mending. But I don't think mending fixes magical items.
No. So yes, your Skyblinder staff unfortunately is now destroyed.
I'm just gonna put that in my bag of holding for now and hope to fix it later.
Excellent. See, I was looking at your list going, oh, please, for the love of God, do not be your bag of holding, because...
Yeah, everyone just fucking dies.
Oh, is that what happens?
No, if the bag of holding breaks, then the items in it get vented into the astral plane. It just means that he loses literally his entire inventory.
Would have been fun.
Just anything that's
Okay.
not worn.
So let's not touch the goo, guys.
Well,
Yeah.
I know what I'm getting for a magic item at the end of this session now.
Right, so is the goo just in one little section?
You can see splashes of goo here and there among the hallway.
Okay.
Just run forward, Salty. Oh, you're flying. You're flying, aren't you? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
See if the goo continues around the corner, and then
Are you just gonna send Trimp around the corner?
yeah, I am.
All right, let's have a look. So, Trimp very quickly flies around the corner and is able to... Oh, yep, cool, sorry. Is able to very quickly map out the entirety of the floor, but he then communicates with you that it doesn't look like there is any sign of life on this particular floor, but it does look like the scoured clean area seems to continue on into the lower level. It looks like several doors. He also reports that it looks like several doors and door frames are just now abruptly empty, where they did previously have doors from your previous from your last visit here yesterday.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
We wanted to go down. It was downstairs anyway, wasn't it? The whiny.
Whining woman.
The whiny
Stan,
whiny.
would we be within 1.6 kilometers of the young lady?
Yes.
I cast clairvoyance.
All right. Throw that into the chat for me. Assuming you can.
Do my best.
Should we search the rest of the castle and get Coldline first, or?
I think that's a good idea.
Clairvoyance.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if it's. Do we want it first or not? All we have to do is zap her, and then finish her off, right?
Well, we said we had the dagger, so I don't need
Yeah.
to.
The more cold iron weapons we have, I think the quicker the task will be.
Clairvoyance, are you doing that in visual or audio form?
Visual. Definitely visual.
All right.
I don't need to hear that.
Well, I just wanted to double check just in case I could get you. All right. So as you cast the clairvoyance spell and flavor it up for me, how do you see the image?
As like a, well, I guess it's like an overlay on my own vision. So it's a bit trippy to look at it first. It takes me a while to adjust, but it's because I can keep moving around and doing things, but I can also see in my mind everything that's happening in that room.
Yep. All right. So what you can see seems to be an almost vigil, which is being held in the same location that you last saw the weeping woman. As you look around the room, you can see that it looks like she has a very formidable number of people under her thrall, and it's not just people, it is also Fae. It looks like she's surrounded by several Fae and several warriors from both Clan Solvkling and Coldstreak. who are all weeping just relentlessly. At the same time, however, even as you turn around in the clairvoyance and look towards the opening to the chamber she's in, you can see an immense translucent cube creature, which seems to be slowly devouring and absorbing one of the warriors in there. Lastly, the other thing that you see is a fairly tall and solidly built man who seems to be using a blade to attack a second one of these cubes. The blade seems unusually shiny, and as opposed to the metal that you can see it being dissolved from the warrior being consumed, it looks like this particular blade seems capable of cutting through whatever these creatures are.
I'll report that back.
Jelly.
Maybe we should go get the cold iron first.
Cold iron looks shiny. I don't know why. I always thought cold iron was kind of like dark stuff. Anyway, I don't know.
Maybe it's a silvered weapon.
Could be.
Well, we can either jump in and help this guy out or not.
I think we need to help him.
Yeah, it's probably better having someone else in.
Let's go down, so let's go down and do that.
All right. Well, gentlemen, with that, it is now 11 p.m. Shall we finish up?
Yeah.
No, let's kill the cube.
Yeah, I figured I should throw one of the classics of D&D at you guys. All right.
Yes.
Would you guys like to nominate your MVP for the session?
I think it's secret for me.
I was going to say Ciruimon for not only getting his first 20,
Oh, yeah.
getting distracting the thing and putting his own life at risk.
Yeah, I was going to say that as well.
Yes, agreed.
All right, Ciruimon. All right, Luke.
I happily accept the honor.
Oh, I bet. Well, in that case, Luke, would you like mage, melee, or rogue?
I'll take mage, please.
All right, hit me up with the D20. That is a 12, and then hit me up with the D4, followed by the D6.
It's all very confusing.
I think it's the exact same thing as you got last time.
Ooh, that's a fun one. So basically, to actually tell you guys what the system is here, the D20 does a roll basically to determine whether you're getting just an item. So, for example, the jewels that you guys have been getting, or a magical item, or equipment, and so forth. The D4 then breaks it down. So if you do get a magical item, the D4 then breaks it down to a further table. So if you roll a 1, it's a weapon. If you roll a 2, it's armor. If you roll 3, it's a magic item. If it's a 4, then it's a one-use item. And then the D6 is rolling on that final table. Make sense?
Yep.
All right.
Kind of.
Now, Ciruimon, you have apparently gotten a Staff of the Python. Now, this one is actually bound to only be used by a cleric, druid, or warlock, but considering it's your end of session thing, I will allow you to bind with it if you are so inclined. You can use an action to speak the staff's command word and throw the staff on the ground within 10 feet of you. The staff becomes a giant constrictor snake under your control and acts under its own initiative count. By using a bonus action to speak the command word again, you return the staff to its normal form in a space formerly occupied by the snake. On your turn, you can mentally command the snake if it is within 60 feet of you and you aren't incapacitated. You decide what action the snake takes and where it moves during its next turn. If the snake is reduced to 0 hit points, it dies and reverts to its staff form. The staff then shatters and is destroyed.
Oh, sounds cool.
Yeah. Holy crap. Just looking up the actual stat block of a giant snake.
Oh, yeah, giant constrictor snake stat block is insane.
Oh, yeah.
I've got one here.
Huge beast, 19 in strength, 14 in dex, 12 in con. Careful, guys. It might be doing better than your lower level people right now.
Yeah,
I was definitely doing better than me.
What's the might?
it's got 60 hit points, and it's got a constrict, which then grapples the target.
Oh, and it has a swim speed too. Oh, and +2 to initiative. That's nice.
Mm.
All right, so I will also add another 20 to your count. And nice work, y'all. Didn't get quite as far as I was dreading, but, you know, that's how it goes. So nice work. Thank you to all of our listeners, and we will tune in next week where hopefully we'll hear these guys deal with the mysterious Weeping Fae who is now in control of the Royal Keep, and with any luck may be able to find the Changeling who is containing the powers of one of our player characters in here. In the meantime, have a great night, and we will see you all next time.